Prophet Marshall Occurrence. So this video is going to be about, it's only right that African Americans face racist white Americans before they face me. It's only right that African American community face racist white America before they face me. And the reason why is because I beat them. I beat racist white America. And I'm going to be explaining in this video how they've been beaten. But what I have a problem with is how white black America thought they could skip steps and face the master, and I beat who they've been scared of this whole time. You've been scared of these white folks this whole time, and I never was. No, hold up. You've been scared of these white folks this whole time, and I never was scared of these white folks. And I think you need to settle down and let that sink in, buddy. Settle yourself down, buddy. Like the old school would tell you, settle yourself down. Now your grandma tell you to settle yourself down, buddy. Your grandmother talk to you like a dog, don't you? Settle yourself down. You know what I mean? Like a little dog. Settle yourself down. You need to settle yourself down, little buddy. Because it's only right for African Americans to face racist white America, not just any white Americans, not just picking the little dorks, not the dorks. Before you face me. That's what you gotta do, buddy. Before you think you can face me, you gotta face that white man, that racist white man. And it's only right. See, with my titles, I have to actually go back, and this video was supposed to be done before, but because I have to go back and actually get the whole title, because the whole title, the wordings of the whole title means something specifically. I could just say, I could leave out, I've learned this from my own history of my videos, I could leave out one word or a couple words and it changes the whole course of what I want to explain. Because the whole title explains everything. It's only right. It's only right. Because you try to give me over to white people. Like the Jews did Jesus. They gave him over to the government. And the government didn't have no problem. Same thing with me. You tried to give me over to these secret societies. You thought I was gonna die. No, let's go to the history. You thought I was gonna die, didn't you? You know why? Because you scared of the same people. You scared of these white folks. So so for Brooklyn, if you don't know the history, we're gonna have to go back in time, right? Because like I said, we're reviewing all the stats, all the numbers. We already know it's over. So it ain't no need to for people to try to run around and do stuff now. Nah, we're not going by that, because it's extreme manipulation, and the country has been extremely altered. The world has been extremely altered. So let's go back to the beginning. Black people started this problem. In my case, I don't know about nobody else's case, but in my case, black people are the ones that started this problem. You listened to my ex-family member. You listened to an ex-family member, and you stupidly just thought you could play with me. Now that's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina is the number one. If I had to pick a city, you are the number one city I hate the most. You think you bad, you're unsung, you got talent, but you ain't do nothing with it. I just hate Charlotte now. I just hate you. Okay, let's get that established, just in case you thought there was a love-hate relationship. No, it's a hate-hate relationship. It's not a love-hate, it's a hate-hate. This information started in Charlotte. Everybody know that. Okay, so you went out to the community, spreading information, playing the initial psychological games against me. You was the first one in line to do it. Okay, Charlotte, North Carolina was the first one in line to do it, and that includes Charlotte Mecklenburg Police, CMPD. Charlotte Mecklenburg Police was against the prophet. Okay? The Freemasons are the ones that articulated whatever they articulated to get clearance to do it. Okay? Other secret societies may have been involved or whatever, but it was definitely the Freemasons, and it was definitely Charlotte, North Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina Police. Okay, from there, they knew I was backing for it to Tampa, Florida, because my son is in Tampa, Florida. Yes, I have a son. My ex-wife is in Tampa, Florida. Yes, I have an ex-wife, a real woman, a woman born female. Just make it clear these days. Okay, so they knew my routine was back and forth from Charlotte to North Carolina. So down in Tampa, black people in Tampa, Tampa Bay Police were also the beginning of this problem. So let's review. Charlotte, North Carolina Police, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police, Tampa Bay Police, those two installments, those two institutions, police institutions, those main two, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police and Tampa Bay Police, those was the main two in the beginning. Black people in Charlotte, North Carolina, black people in Tampa Bay, Florida. Those was the four initial original installments. It wasn't white people in the beginning. It was only way it was white people was by the way of the police in the beginning. In the beginning, it wasn't a whole bunch of white people running around. It was white people by way of police. So if they had white people, they were used by the police. Whether it was in Charlotte, whether it was in Tampa, whether it was in Tampa Bay. Okay, that's how it started. After that, the gay community in Tampa Bay, Florida, played a major part in gang stalking me. The gay community in Tampa Bay, Florida, played a major part in gang stalking me. Okay? So we already got Charlotte Mecklenburg Police playing with me. We got Tampa Bay Police playing with me. We got black people in Charlotte playing with me. We got black people in Tampa Bay playing with me. Next, gay people came next. We're going through the whole timeline. Gay people came around 2017, 9 years ago. This time 9 years ago. Mind you, black people all involved down in Tampa Bay as well, outside of the gay community. The gay community came after police from Tampa Bay, police from Charlotte, black people from Charlotte, black people from Tampa Bay. After that, this is the progression of the situation. Gay people came right after that. did everything that gang stalkers do. They said everything that gang stalkers said. They say everything that gang stalkers say. So it wasn't just some, we're innocent gay people. We just, no. You were not innocent. You played a major part in this situation, and you don't want to take credit for it. And I'm going to tell you where you started at. I'm going to tell you where you started. You started in Tampa Bay. That's definitely where the gay community started to gang stalk. Not where they started as their history. We ain't talking about who they are as gay people. We're not going to be talking about that at all, actually. We're not going to be talking about anything, what they do, who they are, because see, that's when you think it's all about them and that we hate them because they're gay. No. You're despised because you played with a prophet based on street politics. That's why you're despised. It ain't got nothing to do with you being gay, because that's the first thing they gonna a gay person gonna say or insinuate, or they gonna look for or wait for. And I'm not gonna make that mistake. I play chess. So if you play chess with gay people, you got to make sure you don't make a move of gay hate, homophobic hate, or whatever. Because that's all they gonna think is your motivation, and everybody looking on the outside gonna think that's the motivation for what I'm talking about. And it's nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's nothing in this equation. So when you play chess with gay people in America, you can never make the move when you're trying to show them their character besides gay. We don't care about you being gay. We ain't talking about that. We're gonna waste no time when you play chess with gay people talking about you being gay and who you are. That's irrelevant. So I'm not gonna waste any time talking about it. It ain't got nothing to do with it. You see how you clear the air? Now you're just a human being that came out here and played in the jungle. That's what happened to you. And you talking about you gay or hiding behind being gay is not gonna work. You're gonna have to be a human being out here, and we ain't talking about nothing about you being gay. Okay? See, if you have situations yourself with these gang stalker gay people, that gang stalk people, you cannot make a chess move of talking about who they are. That's going down the wrong rabbit trail. You don't need to talk about who they are at all, because it's irrelevant. In fact, it's a more sophisticated conversation and dynamic to talk about them without talking about them being gay. It's a more innovative conversation to hold them responsible for their actions without talking about them being gay. So now we're more progressive in 2026, where now we not talking about the sexuality of gay people. In 2026, anybody, you talking about it? I'm not talking about it. We now incorporate you into humanity like you want to be incorporated into humanity. Where we ain't talking about your sexuality. We talk in 2026. We are in an innovative place where it's just about what right and wrong and the right and wrong that you've done. That's all. That's how it's supposed to be. Actually, that's real equality. Real equality is I ain't looking at you being gay. I'm looking at right and wrong, what you have done. That's how you should want to be treated, actually. If you are a good person, that's how you should want to be treated. We ain't talking nothing about you being gay. Because that's a matter of, it's a matter of your preference versus my preference. And we ain't going to ever agree. So you should be glad to progress the conversation. Well, we're no longer talking about your sexuality. But the problem with that is you're not smart enough to let that be the progression, and you keep bringing up you being gay like you elementary in the world. Like you're elementary, like you're 101 in the world. We're past you being gay. We got it. We get it. Now, in 2026, we're not even looking at that. We're not even thinking about it. We're less conscious of it. We're more conscious of your actions of right and wrong, and that's it. See where we at? See where we at? That's where we at, buddy. So, it's only fair if I don't talk about you being gay, that you don't talk about you being gay, trying to use it as immunity and a bulletproof vest. It's not gonna work. We just looking at what you did. Do you know what you did? You starting to realize what you did, aren't you? We don't care nothing about your progression. And this, let's add this. We don't care nothing about your endeavors and your progression and what you're trying to do. Because we know I am no amateur with understanding the subcultures of gay people. They always got some endeavors or something they trying to do. Some bag they trying to chase. Something they trying to do in the world. I also don't care about that either. You see how it works? We're talking about right and wrong this morning. That's all we talking about, buddy. Okay? So I just got to clear the air on that. Okay, so that's all we talking about. We ain't talking about your brand. We ain't talking about who you are as a gay brand in America and the sub brands and all that. And that's all irrelevant. Just like when you go to the courthouse, they do not care that you're gay unless it makes a significant unless it's a significant part of the crime. If it ain't the significant part of the crime, they can care less if you're gay or not and your brand and what you're trying to do. See, when you're before the courts, you're at a standstill. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do because you might not be able to do that. And so it's the same thing with me. You at a standstill. I don't care. Like you're before the courts, the spiritual courts. You at a standstill. I don't care what you're talking about, what you're doing, and what you're trying to do. Just like you in court, they ain't gonna talk about what you're trying to do. They don't care what you're trying to do. They talking about right a certain place and time, and I'm talking about a certain place and time. When you gang stalked me for the Freemasons and the secret societies. That's what you did as gay community starting in Tampa, Florida. It started in Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida is one of the most filthiest communities it is when it comes to politics and when it comes to black people and gay people. When it comes to them, they are some of the most filthiest people that you can find in the whole country. That's from my personal experiences with them people. Florida people are some of the most filthiest people that you can find in the whole country, whether they be black or whether they be white. Okay? So, gay community gang stalked me in Tampa, Florida. Right? You went along with the politics that the Freemasons told you. They infiltrated gay community. We gonna hold them all responsible. Listen, man. If you think Freemasons is gonna get out of this, man, they not. And we don't care if you work in the police department, the government, and wherever else you work at. You are not getting out of this. Okay? Not this time. However you manipulated in the past to get out of situations, when you knew you was wrong, it's not gonna work this time, little buddy. The Freemasons and secret societies went and talked to gay people about things about me that they didn't know anything about. What they wind up seeing, this is the gay community, they wind up seeing that, and this is the Freemasons too, they wind up seeing that I was basically a normal person. They seen I was normal. They seen there was nothing there. They seen there was nothing there that they were told. Okay, so when you see that there's nothing there that you were told, that means it's a lie. That means it's a lie. If you don't see what you have been told, let's tell retarded people, no matter what their gender is, their sexual orientation is, their color are, no matter what color you are, when you don't see what you've been told, when you don't see a person projecting any behavior that you've been told, when you don't see the person showing any telltale signs that you've been told, when you don't see the person acting out in real time according to what you've been told, when you don't see the person's words or thought process line up with what you've been told, this means you've been lied to. That's what it means. And you just have to find out in what fashion you've been lied to. There's many different fashions in how you've been lied to, or you could be lied to. So now, what needs to be understood or found out is the manner and the fashion that you have been lied to. So a retarded person doesn't know that when you don't find the behavior in the person that you were told, that it's a lie. You got to point it out. Because they're going to keep trying to find her. And I'm not perfect, but you're not going to find what you've been told. But I'm not going to be perfect. So if you're retarded, you're going to think, well, there's some imperfection. Well, yeah, you're going to see imperfection, but you're not going to see what you've been told. And it's a big difference. It's an absolute big difference. See, this is how we know you wasn't supposed to be a judge. Many of you cannot be judges and should not be judges in situations because you're not skilled to be a judge. You're not smart enough to be a judge. You're not intuitive enough. You're not wise enough as a judge. If you don't have wisdom as a judge, you're nothing. So let's stop the judge act here, because you suck at being a judge, buddy. And that's that. That's that. I mean, see, in America, people think because they have a certain position that makes you qualified as a judge. Whether you're on the streets, whether some thug or gangster, that don't mean he qualified to be a judge. He might have good, pretty decent intuition, but that still don't mean he qualified to be a judge. That's a whole different ball game, buddy. It's a whole different animal from being intuitive to being a complete, wholesome, competent judge of a situation. So can you imagine ignorant black people being put in judge situations? Can you imagine what I've been through? Unsophisticated rednecks being in judge situations. Oh yeah, something that you might have not dealt with on the battlefield as a New Yorker. I dealt with rednecks, real rednecks. Not them standoffish, Boston accent, New York racist white people. Now we ain't talking about them. They got the Boston accent. Now we ain't talking about them, buddy. We talking about real rednecks down in Florida. Yeah, where they still kill people down there. Where you gotta be making sure what street you go down in Florida. You can't just walk around everywhere in Florida. Okay, yeah, that part. Okay, yeah. I've dealt with real rednecks on the battlefield. Swamp-like land, alligators. You just passed through Florida. I'm talking about real wars in Florida. I'm talking about community in Florida. You just passed through and went to the motel and walked around Florida. We ain't talking about that. We talking about dealing with real wars and dealing with rednecks and everything down there. Something that you might not be acquainted with. I had to deal with the rednecks. That's the next installment. All the white rednecks hearing these politics about me. That's also from the Freemasons. That's also from black people, ignorant black people, yapping and talking, opening your big lips and talking. You deserve it. You deserve everything I gotta say. And some. So I definitely won't be worried about being censored or worried about what you feel. Because you deserve every bit of this. being that you're the foundation of this whole situation, and you ain't gonna be able to put it off on white people. No, because you the one got the ball rolling. You got the ball rolling. If it was just a white boy situation, then it would have fizzled down in around black people, and then nobody would have took it seriously, because you came out here taking this seriously. That's what made the police and everybody take it seriously. If black people would have resisted this, then it would have been over. If black people would have resisted this information and not gave into it for peanuts, because I know they paid you little peanuts. If you wouldn't have took the peanuts like a little monkey, then we wouldn't have been here. You took the peanuts like little monkeys. And you know the context that I'm saying it in. That's what you did. Okay then, so then you the one got the ball rolling to where now we at World War III basically. And I don't do propaganda, I do manifestations. So these videos is not propaganda. This is manifestations that I talk about. Look at the stuff that's going on. How my videos propaganda then? Pushing some other narrative and cause, installing fear in people that and things may not happen. Well, it looks like it's happening to me. Iran, they already attacking Iran right now as I speak. And it's no more of a fitting time than now to show black people all the stuff you caused. You should have knew all that hip hop culture, all them bugged out people on weed, sitting around smoking. You should have knew eventually that them people were gonna create a war. Think about what I'm saying. Sitting around thinking they hard, sitting around smoking weed, and without being challenged. Unchallenged black people, they the ones the worst because they think they so hard until they get challenged. Unchallenged black people are some of the most dangerous people in the country. Because once you get challenged, you see what you're made of yourself, don't you? Once you get challenged consistently, you see what you're made of, don't you? People see what I'm made of. Okay, you challenge me once, twice, 3 times, what you see? What you see when you challenge a real fighter. That's what you see, buddy. Listen, with you, many of you that's playing in my face, you in your personal life, you are unchallenged. That's why you're perfect for situations like this. Because you don't know what a challenge really is, and by the time it comes around, you can't get rid of it. You ain't used to a challenge, so you ain't gonna take no kind of precaution. If you ain't used to somebody challenging you, and what comes with it, and the damage that comes with it, then you ain't gonna take no kind of precaution with playing with people, cause you're not used to challenges and people challenging you back, because you're an unchallenged black person. Them are the main people they used in this situation. They used unchallenged black people. Boy, I'm glad I said that, boy. I'm glad I said that. Thank you, Lord. Unchallenged black people is the main ones running around these suburban Bill Cosby black kids. The Huxtables, you know what I'm saying? That grew up in the suburbs. Them the ones that come out here with a battery in their back from the culture, looking at all that stuff on the internet and thought you could play a position out here in the jungle and thought you could play it safe and it didn't work. Now you out here in the jungle. And you ain't gonna be able to manipulate. Ain't nobody gonna be able to kill me. I told y'all that. So then what could you be thinking about? Because I'm not gonna die. That's not gonna happen. So then what could you be thinking about? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why, man, like I said, it's only right for African Americans to face racist white Americans before they face me. Before. Okay? The first stage. We got understood. You came out here, you got beaten. You handed me over, like the Jews hand over Jesus. Then you handed me over to the authorities of your American community. They couldn't beat me. I beat, in the process of that, being handed over to these white folks and all the American community to fight me after I beat you, or after you couldn't beat me, how you want to look at it. Both of it. Both of it was the situation. After I beat you and you couldn't beat me, you handed me over to the community of America. That's what black people did. Okay. Once I beat them, then you wanted to come back around and challenge me again. Now that I am perceived as an authority. See, the first time around, they didn't know I was a prophet. They thought I was just some dirty little guy. You know what I'm saying? But look how young I was. That still don't add up. That still don't, nah. I'm not saying it's not possible, but my age kind of showed you I'm still younger than most anybody that's perceived as a sex predator. Now, I mean, up here in New York, I've seen some young dudes in their 20s do some crazy things on the news, but on the average situation, man, you know, it's the older guys that's doing that stuff, right? But the first time around, you perceived me, when you played with me, my face is black people, you perceived me by what Charlotte told you, what Charlotte black people told you. That's why I hate Charlotte. You the number one city I hate the most. I hate you the most. If they blew you off the map, I would not even flinch. And I truly, thoroughly mean that. You're an overrated city with unsung potential. You ain't never seen nothing really come out of Charlotte. And you ain't gonna take credit for me. I'm nationwide. I went to the West Coast, I went all around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm influenced by different cities. I'm influenced by different people from different cities. By the second time around, I had beat the white Americans. I beat the rednecks. I beat military. Oh yeah, military. I lived with military that they set up on purpose. The military was set up on purpose against me. I beat them. And then I became an authority. This is before I said I was a prophet. I was perceived before I said I was a prophet. Before they knew. I was still perceived as a significant person. That's where it started right there. Once I beat the rednecks, once I beat the police, once I beat all these white people down in Florida, I gained significance. It didn't stop. I continued to fight. And I gained more and more significance every time I fought. You see where we at? This is why we not letting black people even face me no more. We gonna show you why. This is why you can't face me no more. I beat all those white people. I beat all those racist white rednecks. I beat all those indifferent white girls and indifferent white boys that was indifferent. Weirdos. Strange, dirty people of all kinds. I did it in New York. I beat them here. I beat them in North Carolina. I beat them in California. And then you came back around like you was somebody significant. Because now they seen I was the prophet. I told them I was a prophet. They didn't know I was. They never knew I was. They only know that because I told them. But yet they the one spiritual. You didn't know I was a prophet. You should have knew. If you was really high ranking spiritually, then you would have said those exact words. You didn't know I was a prophet until I told you. So if you fronting and telling, and you acting like you halfway spiritual, and you telling people I'm a prophet, you only got that from me because I told you. You ain't know that on your own. In fact, you knew nothing on your own. Actually, you knew nothing on your own. So, after I told people I was a prophet, they began to see things happen, and they began to put it together as these things happening to a prophet and these spiritual manifestations happening from God's kingdom on the behalf of a prophet. So now they begin to see clearly and look at everything clearly for as it was, right? Black people came in with their hands crossed, now hearing I was a prophet. Mind you, all the stuff I've been through with them, they watching, sitting back. I gained significance when I beat the people over there they threw me to. When they threw me to the wolves, I gained significance. I came back rocking wolf gear. And recognized as the prophet. Okay, so then black people decided that they wanted to challenge me again. This ain't the first time. I beat them the first time. They couldn't handle me the first time. I beat them the first time. The second time, once I was thrown to the wolves and I survived, and then I emerged as the prophet, that's when you thought you want like I done made it to your level. The arrogance of these people. Like I done made it now to your level. Buddy, listen, I've been fighting you. How long? How long I've been fighting black people? I count over 10 years easy. So me and you ain't just face off with each other. And that's why you can't beat me now. These little black people you got in this building, that's why they can't see, because they are just an extension of the other black people I beat. The same energy, the same little thing going on. I cooked 1 million chickens just like you. I cooked 1 million chickens just like you, bro. And so so guess what? Guess what? Now people realize you're not worthy to face me on the battlefield. See, that's your karma. You played this big game and this big show, and you the one started it. I went over here and gained respect from rednecks, military, and police. Now I'm significant. Now I'm known as a prophet. You mocked that. You even mocked me being called a prophet. Now see, now we're up to date with you as black people. I'm hitting it right on the head. You mocked me as a prophet. You thought what you heard that I beat, you regurgitated that and brought that back into the community. Okay, but I had already beat it. This is why you're gonna suffer, because I had already beat everything you said. But when you seen that I had reputation, you tried to bring it up like it was my past, stuff that I beat already. I beat it already. I went through 1 million people just like you. Rednecks, white people, everything. I went through all of it. I beat 1 million people just like you. Okay? We're not taking challenges from niggas. Okay? Where you now you see me got reputation. Now you finally felt that I met your standard. Bro, please. Please. You had a chance before, when this was really a street fight, before anybody knew who I was, before anybody knew who would even care about who I was, before anybody even knew who I was. It was a real bona fide street fight where you could have did whatever and did however you wanted to do, and no one would have held me significant. Now people side with me, rain, sun, or shine, because you was niggas. You was niggas that couldn't beat me. Also, you was niggas that couldn't beat me. I beat the rednecks. I beat white America. I beat police. Let's talk about all my numbers. I beat military. I live with military that they sent against me. I figured it all out. Those military men, they sent those men against me intentionally. I beat them. In other words, I beat the narrative that they were told. They did not agree with it, which means I won them over. I won over military that you sent me to live with, and they agreed with me. Beat military. Beat rednecks. Beat red, white rednecks. They didn't even want to do nothing. Beat police. They didn't even do nothing. They couldn't beat me. Even if they wanted to do something, they couldn't beat me. Okay? We're not taking challenges from niggas in 2026. Because now everything backfired that you done to where I got respect. And now I don't feel that you're my equal, no pun intended, because you have never in your history properly, successfully defeated the racist white Americans, and I did. So then, now that I've risen up in the ranks, you see why I had to explain all of this? Now that I've risen up in the ranks, now you want to challenge me. Now you want to re-challenge me because of my reputation, and you think I'm stupid. Now you want to re-challenge me, and guess what, buddy? I've increased in spiritual power, and we gonna make everybody pay for it. Just like, listen, we gonna make everybody pay for niggas thinking this is a basketball game. That's that part. That's it right there. That's 7 out. Listen, you think this is a basketball game, nigga, and it's not. Oh, I know it's well said. They think a nigga think this is a basketball game. This is no basketball game. You want to see a basketball game? Go hang out with Ice Cube. He got a whole league. Go hang out with Ice Cube if you want to see a basketball game. He got a whole league going on. It's gonna be ramping up around the springtime, ain't it? It's gonna be ramping up, ain't it? Go hang out with Ice Cube if you want to see a basketball game. This is not no basketball game. You playing the same psychological games, and let me help you understand something. No one holds that as significant. Won't y'all tell these niggas they not gonna win with psychological games? It's too many manifestations. No one would care. No one would feel like you beat me anyway. Ain't nobody gonna look at a little psychological mumbo jumbo shimmy by a nigga and think you gonna beat all these numbers and stats we got. But if you don't realize the Jedi mind trick, they trying to dumb me down to one move and they win the whole game. Hold up. This ain't for dumb niggas, right? They think they can make one move and win the whole game. You see what I'm saying? Where they dumb me down to a tightrope, where they can make one move while I'm on a tightrope and they can win the whole game. But I done came through mud, dirt, and graveyard dirt and won everything. But they can dumb me down to one move on a tightrope and they win the whole game. You see the arrogance of these Freemasons? You see the arrogance of these redneck and dumb niggas? No, buddy, you can't win. You can't beat me in this lifetime. Now that you hear that, let me help you understand something, dumb niggas. You can't beat me in this lifetime. I done too much. See, the bad part about me winning for you is that ain't no way in the world you're gonna be able to match that. Collectively or individually, definitely individually. Ain't no one man can go through what I've been through, buddy. See, that's the throne that I got. That's the throne that I got. You ain't gonna find one nigga that's gonna go through all this. And until he do, we not, listen, that's for teenage boys and girls. I am not acknowledging no nigga with a sucker punch and think he gonna win the whole thing. It's still the same mentality of a nigga, isn't it? He think he can come up and do a sucker punch and win the whole thing. That don't sound like a nigga to you? White people know better. They know, well, that guy won. That guy won. I mean, it is what it is. A nigga think, tell me the difference between a nigga think he still can do something, don't he? A nigga still think he can do something. So if it come between a white boy and a nigga, guess what? The nigga gonna think he still can do something. And you can't. Not in our lifetime, that nobody gonna acknowledge. If you won this morning, I guarantee you there's millions of people that ain't gonna acknowledge that. No, because they gonna say you put him in a situation over and over again to try to win. He won 1,000,000 times. How we gonna acknowledge you winning one time and he won 1,000,000 times? And understanding the dynamic of points on a board, he got all these points on the board, and you get one. If you get 1 point, you think we gonna think you won based on what? You faced him for who you based on the name of your group. You get the win with 1 point. Man, you out your mind, buddy. We don't care. In fact, we don't care nothing about the name of your group when you step out here in the battlefield against us. It's all about who you are and what you can do. And if you can do nothing, that's how you're gonna be esteemed as niggas that can do nothing. And we don't care nothing about what the name of your group is. We don't care nothing about where you come from or what side of town you come from. From Brooklyn, I don't care nothing about Brooklyn. I done been through Brooklyn. You lost already. Look at your country. Look at your city. Look at Jamaica, the country Jamaica. Why you think that happened? Because you used a lot of Jamaican people. You used a lot of Jamaican people. That's why that happened to Jamaica. I had to accept it because I ain't have nothing against Jamaica. But God knew what Jamaica was doing. He knew that these black people was using all these witchcraft Jamaican people, and that's why that happened to them. And I had to accept it because I ain't had nothing in my heart against Jamaica. I had Jamaican friends and everything. So I had no problem with Jamaicans. But if they went against me, hey, what I supposed to do? And God knows that they went against me. So we don't care about how sacred they are to you. If they're another one, if they step out here on the battlefield, they're gonna get what they deserve. It's that simple. It's spiritual arithmetic that anybody can understand. If you come out here on the battlefield playing in my face, I'm gonna give you what you deserve and what you're looking for. And if I don't, God gonna get you. And that's what happened to you in this case of the Jamaicans. They was using Jamaicans back in Queens and Jamaica, Queens. Corny stuff. Like, just because I'm in Jamaica, I guess you thought the corny white boys thought to use Jamaicans. That's how corny they are. I promise you, everything I love, they that corny. Because I'm in Jamaica, you think you're going to use Jamaicans. That's what they did. I'm telling you, I know that. How I know? Because they sent one of these Jamaican dudes to me when I was in Jamaica, Queens. When I started sending money to Jamaica, they was watching me that close. Then they sent somebody to me from Jamaica and to talk his language, right? This is when I was out in the streets like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night. So they like put this Jamaican dude in my path, right? And I already know the gang stalker sent him, right? This was after I started sending money to Jamaica. What they don't know, see, you might not know I done sent money to Jamaica. I done sent thousands of dollars down there while you've done nothing your whole pathetic life. You talk about Jamaica, but I done sent money to Jamaica to help Jamaicans, right? You haven't. See, that's why that's another reason I'm not compared to niggas that done nothing. You ain't done nothing. I've sent money to the Jamaicans. Have you done that? Not Jamaicans in America, the country, the island. So that's what my heart was. But God seen how many Jamaicans they used against me. He seen how many they used against me, and then I had to accept it. Because the omen, I understood the omen that if this happened to Jamaica in this time and place and time, and I knew they used a Jamaican man against me in Jamaica, Queens. This tells me they used more than one Jamaican. They used a whole bunch of them, knowing them using witchcraft. They used Jamaican people using obeah, and it backfired. onto the country of Jamaica. That all that witchcraft they used with the Jamaicans backfired to Jamaica. And I had to accept it. I had to accept God's will. That's why it's a significant, look how significant that storm was. I can see if it was a little a category 2 storm that just breezed on the island, on the seashore, right? On the beachfront. That tore Jamaica up. It would never be the same. And people are so ashamed they don't want to say it. Look at all the damage. It's not gonna be the same, bro. Jamaica is changed forever. If think about it, especially tourists and people and natives alike, it's some places that storm hit that you remember going there and hanging out. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be gone. Some woodlands in Jamaica is gone forever. It wiped out woods and everything. It's not going to be the same. All the school system, more than half of the school system was destroyed. They say 2/3 of the school system was destroyed. That's not going to be the same. That includes all the schools that Jamaicans went to. All that history is gone. The school they went to when they was young, gone. And if you personalize your anger towards me, you a stupid person. You should, if anything, you should project your anger towards these people that's playing with me, using Jamaicans like prostitutes to fight against me, using Jamaicans to work witchcraft against me, and it didn't work. So I had to accept that happened for a reason. That wasn't a normal storm. That was not normal. That was a result of all the Jamaicans that were used against me since I've been back in New York. That's what it was. Come on, man. I'm not stupid, bro. This is a yes or no question. Y'all used Jamaicans against me, didn't you? You used witchcraft Jamaicans against me, didn't you? Started in Jamaica, right? Yes or no? Okay, so then what do you think that was when that happened in Jamaica? Now you see my rank. I'm not going to be played with even by Jamaicans, bro. What you scared of, I'm not scared of. Okay? I'm not going to be played with by no human beings at all, bro. And listen, you play with me. I don't care if you hold them sacred. I don't care how you feel about Jamaicans. I can continue to talk about it if you think if you feeling some type of way. I can show you how Jamaica has sex with 16-year-old girls by law. The age of consent in Jamaica is 16 years old. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? So while you hold it sacred as black people, black people hold Jamaica sacred. Well, the sacred Holy Land has sex with 16-year-old girls and boys. Oh, that's the age of consent. You can go look it up. Go look it up. In Jamaica, the age of consent to have sex with human beings is set at 16 years old. So Jamaica is having sex with children. Oh, I'm pretty sure somebody down there is. Oh, they got the age of consent set at 16, but nobody ain't doing nothing. As far as you see, right? As far as you see, don't be simple-minded. As far as you see, they not doing nothing. If they got the age of consent at 16 years old, who are you to say nobody's doing nothing? That's arrogance, man. And you know what it better is? It's biasness. You being biased. But common sense tell me if they set the age of consent at 16 in Jamaica, people having sex with 16-year-old girls and boys. The Dominican Republic has the age of consent at 18. I salute them. They got the age of consent at 18. Barbados got the age of consent at 16 too. So these island people be having sex with the children. Let's get that understood. You can look at the Virgin Islands, you can look at all them islands down there, except for the Dominican Republic. All the rest of them is questionable. I guess it's the tropical weather, isn't it? It's the tropical heat, ain't it? Got you hot in the pants. Got you hot in the pan. It's the tropical weather, isn't it? It's the palm tree breeze, isn't it? It's the breeze from the palm trees, isn't it? Some particles from the palm tree in the breeze, isn't it? Some particle from the palm trees, it's in the breeze and you breathe it in, ain't it? It's only right for African Americans to face racist white Americans before you face me. You know why? Because I faced racist white Americans and I beat them. You want to know how I beat them? Let me first tell you this. It's not too many people in our history that beat racist white Americans. You could look at legal rights for us to do things, but is that really beating him? I mean, to a certain degree. I guess it's better for me to say I beat racist white Americans by beating their value system when no other black people beat the value system of white Americans. What he values. You didn't beat what he values. You beat the laws that he passed. The racist laws that he passed. So most of the black Americans that you boast of, that you think did something here in America, they never beat him in his value system. Where they showed you a chess move that beat his value system. Not the one you want them to have. Not the one that other white people got. No, I beat the racist white man's value system. And we're going to get to that. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you how I beat him. That's why I will not take no challenges from black Americans, because you are scared. You either scared of him or you have no way of beating him, and I beat him. And I feel it's only right, if I beat him, that you go beat who I beat. You don't just rise up in the ranks. No. Especially being that he's your number one contender, isn't he? He's the number one opposition, isn't he? But you haven't beaten him. I have. So imagine me taking challenges from you when you never really successfully beat the racist white American value system. You ain't beat it. No, you didn't. You beat laws that he passed over the years. That's all you did. You beat racist white laws. I beat, as a prophet, I beat his value system. You see the difference? It's one thing to beat the laws that he passed and everything like that. And the likes of things that prevent black people from doing this and that, and you beat that. Right. But you didn't beat his value system. You beat laws that he passed. Whether it was the civil rights movement, that beat laws that were passed. That didn't beat the value system of the racist white Americans. The prophet, blessed by God, sent by God, is the only one that can beat his value system. You beat laws that he passed. All the civil rights movement, whether it was Malcolm X or MLK, they beat laws that they beat the laws that he passed. The racist white Americans remained racist. You didn't beat anything about him. You didn't beat anything concerning him. of who he is and how he thinks in his heart and his soul. You didn't beat his actions as far as how he feel in his own life. You didn't beat his value system in his own life, what he values in his own life. You didn't show him any contradiction about how he chooses to live, as he chooses to live. I beat him as he chooses to live. You didn't beat him like that. You beat him as far as some of the laws that were passed against you. So you just got rid of something he did against you, basically. But you never touched who he was and his value system, that things that he really do care about, and show him a contradiction in himself, even concerning what he cares about. I did. I beat that. I beat him. So, how I beat him is I attacked his value system. Everyone has a value system. Things they value. Right? Worldviews they have about those things they value. Me talking about marrying children destroys the top primary dynamic of his value system, which is his children. If he's marrying children as collective America, I defeated him in his value system. Because I know he cares about his children, right? It don't matter how racist he is. A racist don't mean you're a pedophile. So he's not a pedophile because he's a racist. He loves his children. In fact, that's what it's all about. This America being here for his white children. This being his country for his children. This being built for his children. So I get the respect even of racist white Americans when they find America marries children. You can't get that respect. What can you say to make him respect you? White Americans gonna say, well, racist white man, well, you know, I'll tell you one thing. I don't deal with no niggers. But I tell you that prophet right there, he talking about us marrying children. I tell you, you know, I feel like the most stupidest guy in the world. Even though I'm white, I feel really stupid compared to this guy because I don't know how we was marrying children this whole time. And this prophet is the only one talked about it. And that concerns our children, not their children, our children. This is our country. How it's about their children and it's our country. That's about our children. I'm thinking the same thing. How it's about black children and this is supposed to be a white America. That's about white children, right or wrong? Right. So if it's a white country, child marriage laws are about white children primarily. See what I'm saying? See, you thought I was playing games. I beat him at his value system. You can't find me no place where you beat him as Black America in his value system. Oh, it's fair. It's fair. When we realize your position against me and how you thought you was fighting me, it's very fair. You fought me collectively and I'm fighting you as real men do fight real men, and intellectually, because that boils down to who you really are. Who you are, I'd rather destroy who you are than your body. If I destroy who you are, you're nothing. You can live all you want to live. You can live as long as you want to live. You're nothing. I don't got to touch your body. I'm going to destroy who you are. That goes for racist rednecks, whatever you want to call them. White necks, rednecks, whatever. That goes for them, and it goes for you as black, ignorant black people. I'd rather destroy who you are than your body. Now I can just let you go like a dog struck, bitten by a snake. It's over. You can go ahead and go now. Once that snake done bit you, oh, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. The dog looking at you like, oh, am I okay? No, you're not okay. Go ahead, dog. Go on about your business. See, once the snake bites you, it's over, buddy. Y'all married children. I got you. You can go on about your business now. Go ahead. See how long you last. When it started to dawn on you that you've been marrying children this whole time. How long you think you're gonna last? How much longer you think you're gonna last? About 10 more years. You ain't gonna be able to listen. You ain't gonna be able to last 10 more years realizing you've been marrying children this whole time. The cobra has bitten you. I'm a cobra. I bit you. Once I bit you, it's over. You can go ahead and go. Go ahead. You've been bitten by the cobra, buddy. Ain't nothing you can do. Because now that you know you married children, you listen, that's not fake information. I'm just waiting for it to settle in. I'm waiting for it to settle into your conscience and just like poison, going right into your conscience. Going right into the conscience of what you would do and not do. And you realize that your country has been doing these things to children this whole time. I'm just waiting for it to dawn on you. And when it does, some of y'all might have a heart attack. When you really realize that America been marrying children the whole time, you might just have a heart attack and die, bro. Especially old Americans, the white Americans, you tell them they've been marrying children. Hold up, let me look at this on the phone. You start pulling it up. Hello? He don't even know what to do. They've been marrying children. Hello? 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 He don't know what to do he? Now he know, and now it dawns on him that his country has been marrying children. See, I'm the true black warrior assassin. All I had to do was study you. And me growing up here, I didn't have to do a lot of studying. I am very aware of what you value. And I know you as an American, you can't live much longer knowing that y'all been marrying children. Now somewhere else, some other country, you know what? They might not even care. But not you. You do care. And now that you know you played with me, talking about pedophilia, yeah, that's what you was talking about. And now you know you played with me and y'all marrying children. Listen, buddy, I'm just waiting for the venom to set in. I'm waiting for it to settle in. The venom of the truth of your wicked ways of having sex with these children in plain day in front of everybody. Marrying children. You know what's worse than a pedophile? Somebody that marries a child. Well, he gets to have the child 24/7. Won't y'all tell niggas that what's worse than a pedophile is a man that marries a child and he get to have the child 24/7? Can y'all give that message to the niggas? So they would know that what's worse than a pedophile? Oh, someone that marries a child, sucker. Someone that marries a child and take them home like a Happy Meal from McDonald's. Well, it's only 3 nuggets in there. That's all I want. It's only 3 nuggets in there. It's only 3 nuggets in there. He want 3 nuggets, don't he? Instead of a fully voluptuous woman, he want 3 chicken nuggets, don't he? And this is why I rule over you. See, this is real rule. Because there ain't no way in the world you can rule over me with 3 chicken nuggets. Taking home 3 chicken nuggets, buddy. You think you can rule over me? I'm sorry to tell you. So you thought I was playing. I'm just waiting for the venom to set in like a cobra. A cobra know they got you. All he doing is waiting for his prey to lay down like they know better. That's all I'm waiting for you to do. Because soon as it dawns on you that this is real, that real children have been sexualized in front of us this whole time, once the reality sets in, you die. You can't live. It's going to all be in vain when you realize they've been having sex with children the whole time. It's going to be all in vain when you realize they had no legal right to lock up child molesters and they was marrying children the whole time. That's it right there. That's 7 out. They was marrying children the entire time while locking up child molesters. Once that reality dawns on you, you're going to die as a community. That's what we're waiting for. I'm just waiting for the strike of the cobra to settle in. I'm just waiting for it to settle into your system, down in your conscience, down in your soul, down in the bottom of your heart. When you realize, glory to Yahweh, when you realize you've been having sex, physical sex, men putting penis in children this whole time. This whole time. It never stopped. It never stopped. It never stopped. They've been having sex with children for over 100 years. They had child marriage for 100 years plus. It goes back to 1926. I know it do. I just stopped at 1929, but I know it goes to 1926. You've had marrying of children specifically, not sex with children, no, marrying children for 100 years in America. So you see the lane in the kingdom that the prophet has. While you playing psychological games that nobody acknowledges any longer. Because you know what? Ain't nothing worse than somebody marrying a child. There's nothing worse than that. All I'm waiting for you to do is to accept reality. And when you do, when it finally dawns on you and you're on their side, right? And you realize y'all got that liability on your conscience, it's over. All it's going to do is take a little more time, that's all. See, it's already in me. A snake can't be killed by poison. The snake has the poison. You can't kill a snake with poison. You can't kill me with all this toxic stuff that you're doing. You can't kill me because I already got an immunity to it. You have no antidote to marrying children in America. There's no antidote that can save your conscience. It's all said and done, and I don't care what the process is. What you're trying to do is go through your mind and figure out how. I don't care how. I don't care about how. I care that it happened, and that's it. Children as young as 10 years old. Children as young as 10 years old. You can't beat that, buddy. We can prove that the Americans in the 21st century, not in 1998, you thought it was in the 80s, didn't you? You thought it was in the 90s, didn't you? No. After the year 2000, they married children as young as 10 years old. Did you hear what I said? 10. Man putting straight penis in a 10-year-old girl while we was doing whatever in America. Oh, guess what? Because it was a marriage, It was 24/7. He's still with the child. Pretty sure he is. And guess what? She's probably the weirdest little thing you ever seen, isn't she? Think about it. She got married at 10 years old. She one of them barefoot children raised by wolves kind of energy. Like she was raised by wolves. You know what type of energy I'm talking about. Barefoot, redneck, raised by wolves. Barefoot, redneck, raised by wolves. Barefoot, rednecks, raised by wolves. That kind of energy. On a little girl that was married when she was 10 years old. 10 years old. And you want to talk to me about a pedophile? Buddy, you out your mind, buddy. You out your mind. See, all I'm waiting is for you to accept this venom. Because it ain't no antidote. Once it's in your system, and you can't unhear this. You can't unhear it. You can't unhear this. Once you realize that America been marrying children as young as 10 years old, it's absolutely over. Once it dawns on you, you see, the only reason you don't accept it because in your system is this old America that never existed. Once it dawns on you that America never existed, then you're going to accept the America that I'm telling you about. The America that has been having sex with these children the whole time. While they was talking about child molesters, these big fat pig cops, these old honky cops out here talking about child molesters. But you've been marrying children the whole time as the United States of America. And how more fitting for a black man to play my position. You see, I live though. I don't die like the rest of them. I say that respectfully. I'm not gonna die. But how more fitting that it will be a man of African descent that set these Americans down once and for all. It wasn't a collective effort. It was me. Once you challenged me or tested me according to these rednecks and what they told you, how you gonna act like you on my side? When you put me through all kind of tests, when that ain't even the nature of black people anyway, how they gonna act like they on my side? Don't play yourself. Have dignity. If you know you wasn't with me, then don't act like you're with me now. Now that I'm winning, have more respect for yourself. Which means basically bow out gracefully and stick to the same energy and just take your L's. Just take your L's, man. Don't come over here and try to win and you know you was against me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You know you was against me. Don't try to come over here. That's all I'm saying. Just bow out gracefully. That's what you're supposed to do. But it's only right if you call yourself fighting me. Like we say in the South, if you call yourself fighting me, it's only right for you to face who I beat. I beat racist white Americans. How I beat them? Once again, I revealed I am the only one that revealed. A prophet should be telling you this. I'm the only one. I shouldn't be packed up with a whole bunch of other people. Not even other so-called prophets and self-proclaimed prophets. I shouldn't be compared and bundled up with them either. Because what are they revealing to you? You thought I was just saying it for a title. What are they revealing to you? Because whether you like it or not, you as a community did not know about child marriage. And how we know? Because ain't no way in the world black people gonna be around here talking about a child molester and they know the country marrying children. That's not how we move. If we know America is marrying children, we gonna be done with the whole issue of child molesters unless it's personal and to our family. Other than that, All this stuff they doing out here marrying these children, we ain't talking about nothing. I ain't talking about nothing. No, because you marrying children. See, white people and black people reason differently. You got different type of reasoning. Some black people don't reason like white people, and white people don't reason like black people. I'm gonna do a whole teaching on it. Because reasoning goes into what you understand and how you understand it. If you don't reason properly, you don't understand properly. That's why I gotta take this much time to do this, because you don't reason like a black man reason. When you hear this information about y'all marrying children, you don't reason like I do. You know how I reason? How in the world you gonna talk about child molesters but y'all marrying children? That's reasoning. You see how I'm reasoning? Maybe you don't understand what reasoning is. It's having these thoughts that you explain, basically. It's the way you explain things in the understanding of explanations or explaining things. It's the understanding of explaining things. It's the understanding behind what you're explaining. Reasoning is the understanding behind what you're explaining. How in the world you gonna have child molesters and child marriage? That's my reasoning. What's the reasoning of white America? When they're part of the child molesting and they're part of the child marriage. They the one made the child marriage laws. So obviously his reasoning is different from mine. His reasoning is different from mine. My reasoning is, how you gonna talk about child molesters and you marrying children? That's my reasoning. That's the understanding behind what I'm explaining. That's the understanding behind these things that's going on. I understand, and maybe you don't. You can't call yourself a regal, holy, pure country towards children and their well-being, and you marry children at the same time, buddy. That's a 7 out. You can't marry children talking about well-being of children. That's also the reasoning of a black man. You see, we got different reasoning, I guess you could say. Yes, we do. Because ain't no way in the world you finna tell me about the well-being of children and you doing stuff for children, but you're marrying children at the same time. It's no way in the world. You're going to talk to me about the well-being or insinuate the well-being of children, but you marry children as a community. That's the reasoning of a black man. That's why I'm going to do a whole study on this. Because see, the only reason you don't agree with me is because you reason differently. Oh, maybe you reason like, well, it's not everybody. That's a dumb man's reasoning. That's not even, it doesn't matter if he's white or black. A dumb man thinks, well, it's not everybody. Well, it's not everybody. Well, it's not everybody. It's not everybody. That's your final answer. Is that your final answer? Like a game show. Hey, they think this is a game show, don't they? Is that your final answer? It's not everybody. Well, I can say the same thing with child molesters. Well, it's not everybody, so don't lock him up. Makes sense? See how that sound? See how that play with your mind? Well, it's not everybody. That's how you sound when we talk about child marriage laws in America. It's not everybody. And I hate that saying. I hate that saying so bad. It's not everybody. How is it gonna be everybody? It's my logic. It's my reasoning. How is it gonna be everybody? So you'll never hear me use that in my vocabulary. Where it's not everybody. I can't stand when somebody say that. How is it ever going to be everyone? So all you're trying to do is trivialize it off the fact that literally it's not everybody doing it. But you still can't trivialize it. No, you can't trivialize child marriage laws in more than half of America saying everybody ain't doing it. Sound like a little teenager girl, don't it? Well, it's not everybody. Everybody's not doing it. A grown woman gonna say it's not everybody. A grown black man gonna say it's not everybody. When they basically crucified Michael Jackson for what they thought he perceived he did with the children. And R. Kelly, they crucified R. Kelly too. Oh, well, R. Kelly ain't gonna never be the same, and we know that. He's good at, see, that's the art of killing who you are. If I kill who you are, it's over. You tried to do it with me, and I resurrected. Because that's the true sign of a prophet. I'm gonna come back after all you said against me. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you that you're marrying children. Boom. I had to come back and see you because I wanted you to know that you're marrying children in the United States of America. And I don't have no mercy. You know why? I'm pretty sure you know why. You know why I don't have no mercy? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess on why I don't have any mercy in my heart. Ding, 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 ding. You got it. Because of all the accusations and games you played with me. See what you did? And you marrying children. See what you did, buddy? And you marrying children. See, your problem, white boy, is you think you're a patriot. Your problem, white boy, is you think you G.I. Joe. Your problem, white boy, is you think you're MacGyver. Your problem, white boy, you think you Rocky. You think you Sylvester Stallone. You think you Arnold Schwarzenegger. Your problem, white boy, is you think you are some action hero. You think you the Ghostbusters. It's always something in your head that you think you are. You think you Mad Max or something. Let me tell you something, buddy. You know what the prophet do to people like you? I show you that you're marrying children, and you have been marrying children this whole entire time. Now that we're among real men and women, who you think won? Who you think won? They were saying the exact thing about me, wasn't they? That it would be different if they wasn't. They were saying the exact thing about me, right? And then I swung around, right, with a haymaker from hell, right? Based on this information that y'all are marrying children. Guess what? Guess what? It don't matter how big or bad or sophisticated your military is. Trump is petrified of people like me. You know why? Because I got your soul. Until you're man enough to talk about child marriage, Trump, I rule over you. And you know it, don't you? That's why you hate me. You'll try, listen, Trump hate me. You want me to tell you why he hate me? Because I got his soul. I got your soul, buddy. You can't, once you heard that y'all married children, you can't explain it, how it happened, and how you sat there stupidly, like Barack Obama would say, you sat there stupidly in the White House for a whole year after child marriage laws were passed while you was in the White House for a whole year after that. You can't explain what you was doing. That's why you hate me. Because I attack the very fabric of who you are. And how competent you are. Well, even if you didn't help pass the laws, it's incompetency as a president now, isn't it? Yes, it is. Well, if you're the president doing all this stuff and watching all this stuff like you're doing right now, all this stuff you're watching all this stuff, how come you wasn't watching child marriage laws? And that's why you hate me. Because in all your watching, you missed that, didn't you? And you don't know how to explain it intelligently, how these Americans have been marrying children this whole time. You can't explain it. And that's why they hate the prophet. You notice, and you want me to tell you how I know they hate the prophet? I'm going to tell you how I know. Ask me how I know they hate the prophet. How do I know? Because America even tried to make a deal with Iran, which we know is retarded. I'm on Iran's side, right? But it's retarded to think that you're going to stop these people from making a nuclear bomb. But you got nuclear bombs. You got domestic terrorists in your community. But you still got nuclear bombs, don't you? We got terrorists right here. So you ain't gonna disarm your nuclear bombs because you got terrorists in your community. Listen, man, listen. I feel you got crazy people on ground level in America. On ground, they ain't even part of no terrorist group. You got all these crazy. Have you noticed how crazy these Americans are? Oh, I'm sure Trump knows. He almost got his head blown off by one of them. 2 years ago, he almost got his head blown off. Let's not forget. By what? An American. Was it a terrorist? You see where I'm going with this? Did a terrorist almost blow Trump's head off? You see where we at, buddy? Do you see where we at? It was not a terrorist, was it? Who almost blew Trump's head off? A young, fresh American. He was young and fresh, only 20 years old. Trump almost got his head blown off by a young, fresh American. And you telling me you ain't got terrorists in your community? You basically do. You basically do. I'm gonna say it like a southern redneck. You basically do. You basically do. You basically do. You basically do, buddy. You basically do. Okay. So who are you to tell Iran that they can't have nuclear bombs? That's my logic. You gotta take what, if you bad, then just listen, let them do what they do, and if they come for you, just break them off. That's how I see it. Just let them do what they do, and let the best men win. You know how it goes. May the best man win. But But for me to sit here and try to censor you to have something that I got, that's a little bit of hypocritical. I can see if nobody had nuclear bombs in the world, but they were trying to make them. Look at all these countries that got nuclear bombs, bruh. And this is no disrespect to Russia, because I'm on Russia's side. You ain't messing with them about their nuclear bombs. So why you gonna mess with Iran? Oh, because it's the most, this is their logic. It's the most terroristic country in the world. I mean, I'm not too convinced of that. I'm not too convinced of that, bro. I'm not too convinced of that. Are y'all convinced of that? That's good enough of a logic to stop a government? Because let's establish something. Terrorist organization and government is not one and the same necessarily. So if we get rid of let me ask you this question. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one right here. Y'all gonna want to hear this. If you get rid of the nuclear bombs, if you get rid of the regime that's in Iran right now, right? Are you gonna let them have nuclear bombs with the new regime? Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. If they get a new regime, a new leadership, are they gonna be ready for nuclear bombs? So even if we get rid of the leadership, they ain't gonna never be ready for nuclear bombs. See, that's what I'm talking about, buddy. You don't think I see the Jedi mind trick? The Jedi mind trick is you don't want them to have it. That's the Jedi mind trick, buddy. You just don't want them to have it. You just don't want them to be as strong as you. You just don't want them to be as strong as you, because then you can't manipulate. Oh, or maybe you're trying to protect the country formerly known as Israel. Well, Israel put gay and lesbian marriage in the country, right? So how God gonna be on their side? It's legal to marry gay and lesbians in Israel right now. Go Google it. Go Google it. Go Google it. It's legal to marry gay and lesbian in the country of Israel. That is no longer, listen, God is not with them, buddy. That's a 7 out. God, no. See, that's the difference between the prophet and these Christians that's with Israel, based off the Bible. I'm going based off sin. I'm not going based off of who you was in the Bible. See the different reasoning that a black man got? That's all you needed was a black man that wasn't scared and was brave enough to stand in his position against all of these people. Israel is not with God no more. That's why all that stuff happened to them. That's why they got attacked by Hamas and men was out there stroking down Israeli women in broad daylight. I think it was. Stroking them down in broad daylight, bro. Like dogs, stroking them down. Listen, man, let me tell you something. You can't have gay and lesbian marriage in Israel and say God is with Israel. See, this is the difference between the prophet and these preachers. I'm telling you, pay attention. Ain't none of these Christian preachers talking about Israel having gay and lesbian marriage. All they gonna do stupidly is assume that God is with them based on the Bible. Or based on the fact that they was in the Bible. That's what I want to say. Based on the fact that they was in the Bible, you think that God is just with Israel. Did you notice in the Bible that if Israel didn't do things right, they suffered like everybody else? Did you notice in the Bible that when Israel didn't do the right things, They died. Did you notice that? Did you notice that? That God had conditions, in other words? Did you notice that God has conditions with Israel in the Bible? So you notice that God has conditions with Israel in the Bible, don't you? Okay, so then you don't think he got conditions right now for Israel? If he had conditions with him in the Bible, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but if God had conditions for Israel in the Bible, how he ain't got conditions for him right now? Glory to God. Gay and lesbian sexual activity was legalized in 1988 in Israel. Go Google it. Go Google it, buddy. See, this is why black people can't just walk up and fight me. You see why you can't just walk up and fight me? I know you want to. I know you want to, but you see why you can't, right? You see why you can't. I'm too advanced for you, bruh. I'm too advanced. Don't you see that? You basically being entertained for free. But you think you can fight me at the same time. Come on, man. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Just admit it. Just admit it, man. I've climbed ranks that none of these black people have climbed. Let's just admit it. And you took it as a cartoon game like it was pathetic and beneath you, and now it's way above you. Listen, man, let me tell you something. Until you produce wins like this, I do not take challenges from black people. And I'm just keeping it 100. That's not being racist, obviously. That's just being Pacific. If it's like I said, like I've said in the past, you can use this for yourself because it applies to any race. I am not racist. I am Pacific. If it's you, it's you. If you're doing certain things, it's you. So I'm not racist by pointing it out. It's you. I'm not racist. I'm specific. So, because I'm Pacific, I'm racist? Nah, it's you. It's not the Chinese. It's not other people. It's not the Vietnamese people. It's you. So why should I talk about the Vietnamese people in America when it's you? No, I'm going to be specific for who it is. And when you do that with black people, they say you're racist. I'm not racist. I'm specific. I should make that a shirt, shouldn't I? I'm not racist. I'm specific. Yo, that could be a shirt right there for real. I'm not racist. I'm specific. If it's you, buddy. If it's black people, it's black people. What you want me to do? Oh, add everybody else in, but they ain't doing nothing. Add all these other people in, but they ain't got nothing to do with it. You see how I'm looking at it? It don't make sense to say the Americans all the time. No, we got to get down to the Pacifics. That's all I'm doing. This is why you can't face me on the battlefield, buddy. You got to go do some other stuff. Yes. You got to go do other stuff, bruh. You can't just climb the ranks because you black. No, it don't work like that in the real man's world. And you should want to exist in the real man's world. Not the boy world where you just do what you want to do. Not the teenager world. Where you think you beat me because you got me here in Brooklyn. And playing these little games like you playing basketball. Nah, not that, buddy. You should want to win in a real man's world. Not a boy's world. I win in the real man's world. Am I right or wrong, guys? Come on. Am I right or wrong? I win according to real men. You win and not at all. But if you did, it would still only be according to little children and teenage boys and girls. You would only win according to them. You would never win according to real men at this point. Not fighting me. Not fighting me, little buddy. And you done took all these L's, including your community not knowing y'all was marrying children, including black people, all these women, these black women being molested by their own family. Oh, everybody know now. Go ask all these black women that you know, have they been molested? They gonna tell you yes. What that tells a smart man, black people ain't got no business talking about no child molesters, buddy. How you gonna talk about a child molester and y'all got child molesters in every African American family tree? Almost 70% of the African American family trees. I leave room. I'm being generous, but I leave room for 30% for a little over a quarter of African American family trees that don't. But 70% do. 70% of African American family trees got at least one child molester in it. How did I make that ratio? How did I make that pie graph? Is all the black women I've ever dated, all of them, most of them, 90% of them have all complained about one thing: being molested by their own family. So then when I put it all together, how can you come out here and talk about child molesters as black people when 90% of these black women, when 70% of these black women have been molested by their own family? You ain't the right one to be talking about it. And how can white America talk about it when 70% of registered sex offenders are white Americans? Oh, I got the numbers. I got the percentages, buddy. That's what I go by. I go by percentages and ratios. That's what I go by. Percentages. That tells us the truth, not being biased. Okay, 70%, over 70% of the registered sex offenders are white Americans. Looks like it's a problem for white America. While you riding around, sliding around, look like pedophilia is a problem for white America. Well, yeah. You know what I base that on? 70%, over 70% of registered sex offenders are white Americans. More than half of them that's registered as sex offenders are white Americans. So a smart man concludes that it's a white American issue, whether you like it or not. I didn't ask you if you like it. Like an entree with your meal. I'm not asking you if you like this information like a side item with your meal. Do you like that? Like a side item with your meal. Do you like that? Do you like how that is with the meal? I'm not asking you, do you like it like a side item with your meal, buddy? %70 of the registered sex offenders are white Americans. So a smart man concludes that this is a white problem. So how dare you also come out here? How dare black people come out here when you got a child molester in every family, 70% of the family trees in America that's African American? How I know? All these black women complaining about being molested when they was children. All of them complain about it. All of them. Or they tell you about what they did with their cousins and their brothers and sisters. So how dare you, with all that history, stand up talking about some child molesters? Man, you can't be serious, bro. Now, back to Israel. Back to Israel. You see my portfolio? Why they can't see me? Back to Israel. Back to Israel. Israel has had gay and lesbian sexual activity legalized. This is not the gay marriage. This is outside if you choose not to be gay or lesbian, or you choose not to be in a marriage, rather. And, but you just are gay or lesbian, right? This applies to them. In 1988, that's the 80s, 8-8. In 1988, Israel legalized gay and lesbian sexual activity. You can go look it up, buddy. So now, this is how we lining it up. This is how I'm lining it up. Look at all them preachers talking about Israel, and especially John Hagee, Pastor John Hagee. Look at all these preachers that's been talking about Israel and God being with Israel. Pastor John Hagee get on TV talking about in Israel, and if anybody does anything to Israel, and this is... Bro, Israel has had gay and lesbian sexual activity. Israel has had gay and lesbian sexual activity since 1988. What you talking about God doing this or that for Israel? So he's been wrong the whole time. How does this man not know this? He the main one, Pastor John Hagee. Down in San Antonio, Texas, just in case you think I ain't got the right one. Oh, he can't be talking about my beloved John Hagee. I am. Because he the main one, and you know it. He the main one talking about Israel all the time. He the main one talking about him. If anybody does this to Israel, and everybody does this, and if anybody does this, that's how he's always talking. It's going to be over as soon as they start doing this and doing... And I challenge you to ask John Hagee, does he know that Israel has legalized gay and lesbian marriage since 1988? Since 1988. So that whole time, John Hagee was sitting up there doing these elaborate, colorful illustrations of Israel and through prophecy all the way up to the present time and then beyond and the future. He was ignorant of gay and lesbian sexual activity. He was ignorant of gay and lesbian sexual activity legalized since 1988, buddy. And that goes for all the other preachers. But he the main one leading the pack, talking about Israel all the time. I couldn't help but notice that. I couldn't help but talk about it. When I'm talking about Israel having gay and lesbian marriage legalized July 2022. 15 months later, they were attacked by Hamas. Hold up. Once they made gay and lesbian marriage, July 2022. 15 months later, go do your history. 15 months later would be 2023, October 2023, right? That's when they were attacked by Hamas. It was only 15 months later, after Israel made gay and lesbian marriage legal in Israel. After that, 15 months later, they were attacked by Hamas. That means they no longer have no protection from God, and even God could have sent the evil spirits to do that to them. See, you just blindly accept things and the conditions of things based on what it was. It's not like that anymore. You don't know how to adjust to the present time that we live in. God is not, I don't have no fear about saying this. God is not going to be with no country, not even Israel, if you do not obey his word. Israel is no exception. You just give Israel a pass because they're in the Bible. So what? They gotta obey by this word just like we do. And see, all these American preachers and preachers and Christians, they love Israel, don't they? I used to be just like them. I used to be just like you. Until I took my spirituality to the next level. I started fasting a little more, and God started getting me up in the middle of the night and showing me things. Yeah, that part. Till I went to my next level. Once I went to my next level, that was it. I used to give money to the fellowship of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Everybody know that that little thing that come on TV. I used to send money to that. So you can't say I was against the Jews. I didn't send money to support the Jews. I didn't send my money, to support the Jews through the organization of the International Fellowship of the Christians and the Jews. Everybody know that one. Everyone knows it. They still send me literature in my last apartment. I supported them. I no longer do that. Not after what they did in Gaza. Nope. I don't support Israel. And that organization supports Israel a lot. That's why I don't support it. It's not the Jews, it's Israel. See, as soon as you start talking about the Israel, they think you're talking about the Jews all the time. Come on, man, don't be one-track minded. This is about one country. You got Africans in other countries. I'm not talking about, if I'm talking about a certain country, that don't mean I'm talking about all Africans. It's the same thing with the Jews. If I'm talking about Israel, that don't mean I'm talking about all the Jews in the world. All the Jews in the world is not married, got gay and lesbian sex in their country. All the Jews in the world don't agree with that. Okay? But I have supported the Jews. Listen, I put my money where my mouth is. People say they love the Jews, everything. You ain't lifted a finger to do anything for them. You have not even lifted a finger, like literally lifted your finger. You ain't lifted your finger to do anything. Israel has gay and lesbian sexual activity legalized since 1988. Won't y'all go tell John Hagee that, please? Won't y'all go tell him that? Tell him that it's legalized since 1988. But see, that's how you know who's in the spirit and who's not. Well, if you was in the spirit, then you should have knew. If you was going to another level with your walk with God, then why you didn't know? If you're consistently growing in God, why didn't you know this? But I'm the devil. See, that's how they always gonna do you. They gonna demonize you. That's okay. I ain't worried about it one bit. I ain't losing no sleep. I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not, buddy. This is why it's only right for African Americans that went against me to face racist white Americans before they face me. See, we're talking about other wars that you would think that would infuriate you, but you just don't know what's going on in the streets. You don't know what the prophet is going through. It's no different than the Bible. If you had a prophet in the Bible, he would face certain races or tribes of people, right or wrong. Okay, so if you're not one-track minded and you're a real man or woman, you can understand, or you won't say it's unrealistic for a prophet to talk about one tribe or various tribes that are against him and the politics of it. And that's all I'm doing. Because whether you accept it or not, these black people went against me. And all I'm doing is articulating the logistics of the whole situation. I'm just articulating the logistics of the whole situation. Okay? It's only right for African Americans to face racist white Americans before they face me, because I beat them. I beat racist white Americans. Okay, so how you gonna see? I look at it, if you do look at this situation in any terms of a sport, it would have to be boxing. And the reason why it would be boxing is because in heavyweight boxing, you can't just go fight a heavyweight boxer. You got to work your way through the ranks. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some numbers. You got to have some wins. And then you can face that person. You don't get to just, unlike basketball, you can be the best and you play these sorry teams in the league all the time. If you in the NBA, you play these sorry teams all the time. You just wipe them out. Clean house. Even though you was better than them, it wasn't even comparable. Everybody know you was gonna win in most cases. You know what I'm saying? When you play a sorry team, everybody know you're gonna win. The people that support them know they're gonna win. Okay? The Lakers go anywhere, everybody know they're gonna lose that. They're gonna lose that. Most likely. Miami come anywhere, you're gonna lose that. Miami, Lakers, anybody like that, they play you gonna lose. Most likely. You already know that. Even though you support the team, you know you're finna lose that game. Okay? So in the NBA and the NFL, you play teams that's sorry. Right? And that's what it is. Boxing, a boxer does not fight sorry boxers. You see the difference, don't you? If you know anything about boxing, a boxer fights those that are just as good as he is. You ain't finna fight this heavyweight boxer and you ain't got no numbers. And you have not faced the same opponents in the likeness of the opponents that this heavyweight boxer has faced. It's not fair to the person. Because we really don't know that you're that good consistently. You might just get a surprise win and everybody think you better than this heavyweight boxer. No, we need to see if you can fight the same people he fought and win. Now, if you beat the same people he beat, now it's a fair match. Now it's a realistic match. Not fantasy football where we're just going to see who can win. Or fantasy football where I just want to fight this profit. Nah, buddy. You can't play fantasy football with me. Where you're this team and here we are and we fighting this profit. Nah. That's fantasy football, bruh. And it doesn't fly here. You can't play fantasy football with me. Because you ain't got no numbers. Do you realize what you're doing? Do you realize where we at? Do you realize the real world from the fantasy world? I got real information, buddy. And that's why you can't dispute me. I could have been a random preacher talking about nothing. But I'm not. I'm a preacher that's talking about y'all marrying children in the United States of America while y'all was talking about pedophiles. You talk about them Epstein files, man. Let's make this clear. Epstein files is just an extension of the American culture molesting children and having sexualizing children. That's nothing. The Epstein files is nothing to me. All it is a visual projection of what they do culturally. Once you figured out they married children, okay, so Epstein files is just an extension of that. See, you still in old America. And see, this is a Jedi mind trick. All this stuff about the Epstein files, instead of talking about them marrying children. While you think the war in Iran is a distraction, I think the Epstein files is a distraction from America marrying children. So you can say, oh, these the ones over here. The Jeffrey Epstein is over here. Jeffrey Epstein shouldn't even been messed with, man. I feel like he was an innocent person. According to your community, you sexualize girls as young as 10 years old. I ain't seen no 10-year-old girl with Jeffrey Epstein. Until I see Jeffrey Epstein as a grown man with a 10-year-old girl, you ain't got no right to demonize that man. You as Americans have married 10-year-old girls. That's worse than Jeffrey Epstein. And here's why it's worse than Jeffrey Epstein. because you took the children home. Like 3 chicken nuggets in a Happy Meal. Like 3 chicken nuggets in a Happy Meal with 20 fries. 20 fries and 20 fries and 3 chicken nuggets in a Happy Meal. And a little toy in there, The little girl was a little toy in there, wasn't she? The little girl was a toy in there. They put her in the Happy Meal box, didn't they? You took her home in the Happy Meal box, didn't you? She was a little toy in there. She was the little toy in there. She was a little toy in the Happy Meal box, wasn't she? Listen, man, they picked up little kids all this time like little Happy Meals. Took them home like little Happy Meals, bruh. If you don't know what a Happy Meal is, it's from McDonald's. It's the kid meals from McDonald's. I don't know. Listen, I've seen Stranger Things. People are retarded. See, you forgot that I was American. You ain't gonna beat me. Now put it all together. I'm a prophet from America. I'm Cock Diesel. Ain't no way in the world you gonna beat me, buddy. And not only that, I done been all around America, which means I'm more American than you. Well, yeah, if I lived in the West Coast and down south in New York for over 30, how many years? 14 years, going on 14 years in New York. Oh, you thought I just got here? I've been living in New York off and on for 14 years, bruh. That's almost 20 years in living in New York. Why do you think I'm like this? They acting like I just came to New York 3 years ago. Like one of them type of dudes. Now you hear the authority. I lived here in New York. I paid taxes. I worked here. I'm gonna talk like a New Yorker. I paid taxes in New York. I cleaned up after New Yorkers. I worked a job as a trash man and Ready, Willing, and Able and cleaned up after New Yorkers. Was I the poster boy for Ready, Willing, and Able? No. They put you around a whole bunch of niggas. They don't know how to spread niggas out. That's the problem about Ready, Willing, and Able. They pack a whole bunch of niggas together. You gotta spread niggas out. You can't put a whole bunch of niggas in a van and take them to the same place. That's the problem with Ready, Willing, and Able. They pack a whole bunch of niggas together in a sardine can and put them on the same site, and you wind up almost hurting one of them people. That's the only, Ready, Willing, and Able is a genius idea. The only problem is they don't pay attention to the clients and how to separate the clients. And when you know you got niggas, separate niggas from niggas. Break that stuff up. You don't put a whole bunch of niggas like they homies going to. See, that's how they do it. Putting a whole bunch of people like we homies. Then we wind up being niggas against niggas. That's what we wind up being. That's why nobody, I'll tell you from experience, if you got any dignity and you a cool person and you stay away from ignorant people, you ain't gonna like no Ready, Willing, and Able. They got niggas all through it. That's the problem. It would be genius if it wasn't no niggas. Ready, Willing, and Able, that would be genius. You get a guy off the street, you give him a job, he get paid for it, and he can go on and get another job, but he getting paid at the same time, working for New York. It's perfect. But they didn't critique it concerning ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? Breaking that stuff up. They let a whole bunch of niggas get together, be homies all in a building. And then throw them in a van, and the niggas going everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And now they got problems with each other. Now they hate each other. They can't even work. I went through little problems with little niggas, and when I was working there. Little dude act like he wanted to fight me for nothing. I don't even remember what it was about. But when my rank was realized, a cool Puerto Rican dude made him in front of me apologize in front of me when he realized my rank. I just told him what happened. Like, yeah, little dude said something to me. Oh, he said, oh yeah, oh really? Okay, we gonna go to him right now. Man, we went to him like the streets, bro. He said, apologize. He made him apologize. I'm sorry. Sucker, man. He apologized to me right in my face while the other dude made him apologize. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But that's what happened in Ready, Willing, and Able. I was dealing with a whole bunch of knuckleheads, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, though, see, they ain't gonna know that because I ain't complain about it. I ain't complain about that. But I did talk to certain, the leaders. I got they got the leader positions. But he told me, he said, man, they just mad because you ain't in their weight class. Because they ain't in your weight class. No pun intended, talking about boxers. See, I've been through this for a long time. These lame niggas not in my weight class. You know what I'm saying? And, and it's a nigga thing. It's an ignorant thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a certain race. It's niggas. Niggas to me is ignorant people of all different types of races. White people finally wind up being niggas. That's what it is. And for lack of a better word, what word can we settle on for ignorant people from different places based on our community and based on what black people have evolved to say? We gonna all say they niggas. A black person gonna say the same thing. They act just like niggas. I mean, your family, your older people in your family, your aunties and niggas, what she gonna say? She gonna say, your auntie gonna say, them, they acting like niggas. She might not be a nigga, but she gonna call, old school gonna call them niggas. See, this is what white people don't know. Old school aunts and grandmas and uncles and aunties, they gonna call ignorant black people niggas. We ain't gonna embrace them. We don't embrace them. This is our culture. Go ask the old school. If they see any ignorance out here, especially gang stalking and stuff like that, those are niggas by the old school standard. Now see, white folks don't know this. So when you hear somebody talking like me, you can't talk like this. You think I'm out of pocket, but then I can go back to the old school and show you this is exactly how they gonna talk. This is exactly how they gonna talk. They niggas, and your grandma gonna say it, and your aunt gonna say it, and your uncle gonna say it. We ain't going around there where all them niggas at. How many times they done said it? They niggas over there. We ain't going over there. Y'all the real niggas and them niggas. See, white folks don't know the difference between niggas and real niggas. Niggas is just niggas. They ain't no threat. They ain't gonna do nothing. They might try to fight you halfway. Some of them can't really do that right. They not real niggas necessarily. They not one and the same. That's how you need to hear it. Niggas and real niggas is not one and the same, buddy. I can show you ignorant people all on the internet, and most of them ain't even real niggas. And they'll fight. They'll do little stupid stuff, but they ain't gonna catch nobody. They ain't gonna do no real damage and harm to people. And if they do, it's a mistake. They didn't even mean to do it. They brag about it, but they didn't even mean to do it. Real niggas come out with the intentions of doing it. You know what I'm saying? From day one. You know what I'm saying? From the very beginning. That's the difference, bro. People say they know culture. Well, white America stopped where differentiation between niggas and real niggas. That's where you stopped. Where I would say white America stopped and they understanding what black people is understanding real niggas from fake niggas. You got that part. Real niggas from niggas. Not even fake niggas. Just niggas, just ignorant. They not necessarily fake, but they not real either, are they? Them type of people. Oh, they not necessarily fake, but they not necessarily somebody that gonna catch a body. They ain't gonna catch nobody. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get in the car and slide, right? And they won't. I done got in the car to shoot somebody before in my life. If you just don't know. I done got in the car with the intentions of shooting somebody. The only intention. Not, I happened to collide with some other little knuckleheads. Nah. From the time I got in the car, that was my only intention. Not to go to the restaurant, to movies, or whatever. Have you ever got in the car from a house with the first intention of being, the first intention? Not, we gonna go get them as we was riding around. No. Getting in the car with the first intentions of shooting somebody. With guns in the car. You ever done that? That's all I'm asking. Have you ever had your mind in that perspective? Have you ever had your mind in that thought process? If you haven't, you're not a writer. Stop saying you're a writer. See, real niggas and niggas don't have that in common. If you ain't never got in the car with the intentions of shooting somebody, I'm not fraudulent. I'm not fake. You can't find that in me, buddy. I done got in the car with the intentions of shooting somebody with guns in the car. Went looking for the person. You ever done that? See, we wind up being considered the crazy people of black people, but I ain't crazy. I'm just real. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's what come with it. See, that's why all these little cool niggas, you know the type, these little cool niggas, you can't be no real nigga because see, you scared of people thinking you crazy. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. So what? I bet you won't try me. That's the perk of being real. Guess what? You ain't gonna try me. Not too quick. Not too quick you ain't. Not too quick. And that's the perk. That's why I have no problem with expressing myself. It's only right for black people, these ignorant black people that tried to face me, for you to face these racist rednecks that I face. You should face, yeah, you know the type, these ignorant old black women, these ignorant old black dudes. Okay, well, here's a challenge for you. Go challenge these racist white people. Go face these racist white rednecks. You ain't gonna do it. You know why you ain't gonna do it? Because they ready to go, bruh. They got guns and everything. They ready to go. See, my criticism of black people is you haven't faced your greatest enemy. Your greatest enemy is these neo-Nazis, these these neo-Nazis and these white militias. Oh, they want all the smoke. So it's easy to come play around the prophet, you know what I'm saying, and look and be safe, you know what I'm saying, and act like you fight for black people and all that. I know the type. But you won't face your greatest enemy. That's my criticism of you. That's my criticism. My criticism is you won't face your greatest enemy that made it clear. That made it clear. He made it clear that you his enemy. You have not faced him. I ain't never seen black people face these racist white militias with guns that be training in the fields and everything. Okay? You ain't never faced them. You ain't, but it's easy to try to put pressure on somebody. See, niggas gonna put pressure on other niggas. They gonna do that because they think they gonna size you up as broke. That's the first thing they gonna do. They gonna size you up as broke and having no weapons. That's how they gonna size you up. Now, they ain't gonna never try no white militias with guns and ready to go. They not. I haven't seen it at all. I ain't seen no black people, even that got black militias, these Black Panthers or whatever else, or any pro-black organizations. I ain't never seen them challenge verbally, not even verbally. I ain't never seen them challenge their worst opponent, their most toughest opponent, which is these racist white militias. Them people ready to go, bro. If you even say something, they out there. And now if you are the type to pull up when people talking, then why you won't say nothing to them? If you the type to challenge people that got a problem with you, then my criticism of black people is why you haven't challenged these racist white militias yet. Because you already know at face value they got guns. That's the first thing you're going to realize with a militia. You already know at face value they got guns. So half of these niggas ain't going to want none of the smoke. And real niggas just going to feel like it's out of their jurisdiction. You going to feel like it don't serve your purpose unless they say something to you. Unless they do something to you. But they have said something to you. But they do say something to black people. They do. They all the time. All the time. So nobody has challenged it. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. That's my criticism. You can't trigger me, bro. Like they playing music down there like they gotta win. Them the type of niggas we talking about. That shouldn't be nowhere near nobody like me. It shouldn't, bro, because see, you a teenager in your brain, bro. If I came down there right now, I guarantee you wouldn't do nothing. I guarantee you, whoever playing that music, you wouldn't do nothing. You wouldn't pose no threats, but you acting like you do. That's what niggas do. That's the difference, man. That's why we don't pay them no attention. They just people that came up off the culture. They listen to hip hop. They halfway like children. You know, a child ain't no threat. You You know what I'm saying? They halfway act like they tough, but you know, it might go to a little scuffle, but that's it. They ain't gonna catch no bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like a little baby or something, like a little child. You know, so, you know, how far do you take it? How far do you size that up? So I'm not the person, listen, let me explain something. I'm a human being, which means I'm not perfect. Which means and while we're on the record of talking about perfection, let's talk about how definitely Freemasons and secret societies have lost this image of perfection. Man, you done made all kind of mistakes. I know you ain't trying to hold no mistake over me. I know you ain't trying to watch my every move when we done seen a million moves you done made that's boo-boo. So you can't even stand in that position like you trying to see my every little move, dumb nigga. No. No, you done made too many mistakes. So you just need to harp down, buddy. Ain't nobody paying you no attention no more. Ain't nobody paying that no attention. That's all I'm saying. I got real numbers. I got real information. They got fake pull up and everything. They got fake pull up and all of that. I got real information. I got real numbers. I don't deal with children. I don't deal with people who project themselves as children. Soon as no pun intended, soon as I find out you a child and your brain, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I don't even consider you my equal, man. You a child. I put you in a child's place. As we say in the old school, put a child in a child's place, buddy. Out the way of real niggas and real men and women. Because my logic is this: if you were so much of a child, then you shouldn't have been playing with me. Because people try to act like they just harmless little teenagers. How I like to put it, they put on a little college jersey and act like they were so innocent, like we're just little kids with little college jerseys on. See, I got the little Bulldog jersey on. Georgia Bulldogs are 14. I'm just a little college teenager. See, that's how they present themselves to the police. But out here, you acting like you real niggas, like you pulling up on niggas. And see, this is what white people gonna frown on you about. You should have been acting like you was real niggas, low key, right? Oh, right. And then when stuff pop off, we the monsters. That's how we looking at it. If I pull up and see, white people gonna frown on them niggas. Like you know you ain't no real niggas. Then you know that. You know you just like this music and the smoke weed and all of that. Well, stay over there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not one of them little niggas. Smoke weed and listen to music and that's all. That's you, nigga. You're a weed smoking hip hop kind of person. You have no business playing with me at all. And see, that's what put the battery in your back in the first place. Weed and music. That's what put the battery in these dumb niggas back. That's what put the batteries in. If it wasn't for the music and the weed, man, listen, I don't know what you would be doing, but you wouldn't be playing with me. You wouldn't be playing with the likes of niggas like me. That's what did it. Think about it. That's what actually did it. They all that music, all them videos and stuff on the internet, all that stuff on the internet, that's what they watch every day. That's what it is. Smoking a little weed, thinking they hard, right? And that's what eventually, listen to this part, that's what eventually gave them a battery in their back to come on out here a little bit. Just a little bit. Just enough to play with one real nigga. Just enough to play with you and me. Right. Smoking weed all them days, playing, looking at their little music on there, and listening to music, watching these videos, everything, everybody else active but them, right? I'm always active in something. I done caught a body on this side, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I told you, I can make a fool of myself. Let me tell you something. Let me show you the difference between a grown man as a real nigga and a boy as a real nigga. Right? That's not even one and the same. At my age, as a real nigga, I can do anything and make a complete fool of myself, and I still will hurt you. I'm not insecure about it. Like I gotta pose and I gotta see. That's how I know you a boy as a real nigga. You might be a real nigga, but you a boy. Because when you get my age, guess what? I don't care how I move around and what I do, I still hurt you if you play with me. So then that's that. I don't gotta hold to no certain persona. I don't gotta have no certain behavior. I will still hurt you. And that's the difference between a boy, real nigga, and a man, a grown man. I don't care what mistakes I'm as a grown man. I might just do this. I might just do that. I might say this, but I'm smart enough to. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about how this look, and you try to size that up, and you didn't know what you was doing. You see what I'm saying? And you know, cause I'm smart. As you grow as a man, you're gonna be smarter than a little boy, real nigga. A man, real nigga, gonna be okay. You're gonna have extra thoughts about. Okay, how did that look? How did that feel? What was that? But just inspecting yourself in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Some people could take that for weakness, but you're too stupid to know what it means. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say people that can read people, if you're stupid, you're not gonna boost up your IQ when you read smarter people than you. You don't even know what you just read, but you try to play music to signal as if that's a flaw. I don't care if it is. I will hurt you still. I still will hurt you. That's what a real nigga gonna tell you. I don't care if I did make a mistake, I'll still hurt you. And that's that, sucker. That's the difference between a little boy sticking to a persona. You know, he just learning himself as a little young nigga, you know what I'm saying? He gotta stick to a certain persona. He dancing around halfway corny or whatever, but he making sure he a certain persona. You feel me? That's how we was when we was teenagers. By the time I'm in my 40s as a grown man, real nigga, I don't care how I move. I will still bruise you and crush you. I don't care what you think about me. I will still hurt you. Now that's a grown real nigga. Riding around, he don't care nothing about how you think about him. He might be riding around, you say, oh, he look corny. So what? I bet you won't try me. See, a young nigga go challenge that. Oh, he said I was corny. Oh, let me turn around. See, that's a young nigga. He looking at dudes yelling on the block. Oh, he said I was corny. Oh, let me turn around. See, that's a young nigga because he really he's still trying to prove himself. An old nigga like, oh, you said I was corny. Oh, as long as you don't try me, I'm cool. I don't care. As long as you don't try me, bro. Like, you say I'm corny? Okay, we know you ain't gonna say that to my face. We know you ain't gonna say, we know if I pull it up and I got out the car, you ain't gonna say that. So then, that's how you, when you live long enough, you become more sophisticated about being real. Which means I can roll around on the ground, I can question certain things about even when I'm talking about myself, not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure I'm good, or was that good, or this, that. That's a smart person, right? But that don't mean you was right about it. I was just seeing what it was. You see what I'm saying? So, and I know what it is. But that's what a smart person gonna do. See, you the type of person that go by little superficial things and external things. You caused all these problems, and we ready to kill. And that's the bottom line. I'm ready to kill right now, buddy. I'm in real war. You know what I'm saying? You think it's a game and it's not. God know I ain't gonna say this before him and I'm a liar. That's how you know I'm real, because I don't fake before God. I don't fake it before God, bro. I ain't gonna say this as a Christian. You see what I'm saying? And you in the same spirit of saying things before God. I'm not gonna say this and I'm faking. Yeah. I don't have it to prove. I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with you as a black person, most of you. You always gotta prove, you always obsessing over being real. You know how I know that? Because you always thinking about it. I ain't thinking about that. I'm thinking about this real information I'm talking about. And I know in the real world, if somebody try me, I'll take care of my business. That's it. You see how you mature with it? I'm not thinking about it no more. That's like when you was a teenager. You're going to think about, oh, am I real? Am I real? Was that real? Is this real? That's real? Oh, he real. Oh, he real. I don't care if I'm not. I tell people, I don't care if I'm not real. You owe me money. For all the stuff you done, for everything you did, I'm just being real. Like, cause you stuck on it. If I have been wronged this much by your community. You owe me a bag anyway, if whether I'm a real nigga or not. Don't you see that? You broke rules. People like you only pay, you only pay dues to real niggas. A real nigga, if he know he messed up this much in the community, he paying a bag to the situation. He got to, because it's on your honor. It's on your own honor. You can't have honor. Listen, you got two types of people. This is why I'm gonna make a video about this. You got honorable dojos and dishonorable dojos, as in dojos with students and senseis. You got honorable dojos and dishonorable. An honorable dojo, a dishonorable dojo is never going to be an honorable dojo, which means I'm going to surpass you in other respects that you're not going to get because you're not honorable. And that's what the struggle is right now. A dumb nigga don't know what you're struggling with. You know what you're struggling with? Dishonor. And yeah, it look good until you meet somebody that's honorable. And they got way more respect and everybody loving them, and see what I'm saying? Everybody feeling what they saying. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't feeling you because you a lame nigga. A lame nigga gotta do dishonorable stuff to look real. A lame nigga do dishonorable things to look real. A real nigga prides himself on honorable, on being honorable. And people can see that you're real for that. I don't have to come out here and show out to try to be, for somebody to think I'm real. You see what I'm saying? That's a student. I'm a sensei. I'm a real sensei. I'm not gonna come out of character for doing something to prove to you. But I check you like a student. Anytime you act like a student, I'll check you like one. You ain't gonna act like senseis, but you ain't got the goods. We tired of fake acting niggas. That's why we never had a mafia, because we was not professional enough as black people. All we prided ourselves on was rah-rah and going out here and shooting people and being niggas. Everybody else got a mafia except for black people. Jamaicans got a mafia. You might not be part of it, but they got one. The Haitians got a mafia. The Chinese got a mafia. The mafia is just basically the top crime, the criminals on top in the criminal underworld. They getting the bulk of all the money. That's basically what it is. In any country, you're gonna have a mafia, which basically is the criminal underworld that's getting the lion's share of the money. That's all it is. You got an American mafia, Chinese mafia, Jamaican mafia. That's gonna be the criminal underworld that's getting the most money. That's the informal term, in this case, of the criminal underworld that's getting the most money in any country. You're going to have a mafia in any country, because that's going to be the criminal underworld that's getting the lion's share of all the money in the criminal underworld. Okay, so you got the Chinese, of course, you got the Chinese mafia, Russian mafia, everything. They not necessarily connected to certain families and bloodlines per se. It's just going to be the organization that really is getting the lion's share. And they're going to be able to say, we the mafia in this country. Right? And they proved it with numbers. Okay? The Russian mafia, the Chinese mafia, Jamaican mafia, all of that, right? Black people, African Americans never got a mafia. You know what I'm saying? Because you prided yourself on being unprofessional. That's why I pride myself on being professional. You can't do nothing. You can't have a mafia if you're not professional. A nigga would think, I'm gonna be rugged and dirty and unprofessional, and that's what's cool. That's cool, right? It's cool till you don't have a mafia that you can show somebody throughout our history, because we prided ourselves on being ratchet. Before the word even came out, we prided ourselves on being the shooter, not the boss. We always prided ourselves on being the shooter. That's why we ain't got number shooters. We ain't got number shooters. We ain't got number ratchet people. We always had that. It's just escalated now. It's just more of it. They just shoot quicker. That's all we ever been in the streets. Now you look at the Italians. They was mafia. Them people affected organizations, all kind of stuff for their people. And if you know the history of the mafia, they didn't even sell drugs in the beginning. The Italian mafia didn't sell drugs, and they killed people that sell drugs in the Italian mafia, because they didn't want to sell drugs to their own people. That should tell you something right there. That's all we do. So that's why the mob didn't respect us. That's why we really didn't plug in, because we was already from day one selling drugs to our own people. The Italian mafia did not sell drugs to their own people. Now they might do everything. Who knows? I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't doubt it. But in the beginning, you couldn't sell drugs in the Italian mafia. If you don't know, I've met a real hitman for the mafia. When I was in Seattle, Washington, on the West Coast, with all my travels, you should have knew I would have met all type of people. So the most dangerous person I ever met probably was a hitman for the mafia that went town to town killing people. That's the most dangerous person I've been around. You know what I'm saying? And a person on death row, he might have been a little more dangerous psychologically. You know, no, you have to size it up like that, because just because you're going town to town shooting people, don't mean you kind of more. You're super inclined to violence necessarily. You know what I'm saying? You might just be doing the good hits and everything, but you're not really necessarily a violent person by nature. Like somebody on death row, that's a violent person by nature. You know what I mean, right? He's inclined to do violence. You know, most likely, and he's probably been like that his whole life. Now, someone that's a hitman for the mafia, you know, it's just clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's clean. It's not necessarily a person that has this super psychology of violence. You know, not necessarily. But either way it go, that's the most dangerous person. The most dangerous people I met. It was a hitman for the mafia. His family was in the mob. His wife was Italian, and he married into the mob. That's how it worked, literally. You know. So I helped him leave town when he had to leave town. Well, I took him to the Greyhound. You know what I'm saying? And in Seattle, because I was the one that knew it as a kid. I was in my 20s, early 20s when I met him. So see, that's the most dangerous person I met. Me and him just hung out one time, and he was like, "You don't seem to be scared of me." This was kind of dude this dude was. So see, some people have been exposed to things that you see in these movies, PS5, GTA, and Grand Theft Auto kind of stuff. You know, you haven't been exposed to them type of characters in the real world. You ain't never met no Italian mafia figure. You ain't been around that vibration. That's the best thing I want to tell you. You haven't been around that kind of vibration. So you can get caught up in all these games and all the stuff you see, right? But you never really been around someone that dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That dangerous. It's one thing, you know, for people to walk around strapped and, you know, they'll shoot somebody or whatever. But, you know, it's another thing for you to meet somebody that goes town to town killing people. It's real. I don't have to lie. This is what this person told me. You know what I'm saying? God knows this is the truth, for real. I don't lie. I don't have to. When you lie, that means you're scared of somebody. When you lie, that means you're fearful. Why would I lie? I'm not afraid of anybody. So it wouldn't matter what my history was. I'm not afraid of you. So why would I lie? Most times when people lie, they're afraid of people. But I ain't gonna let you paint me as something I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm afraid, when people are afraid, they lie to get out of the stuff. That's why you can't trust these cowards. They gonna lie. You gotta listen to me. A coward gonna lie to get out of situations. I don't gotta lie about nothing because I ain't afraid of you or the consequences. Okay, so that's the most dangerous person I've been around in my life, was a person on death row and a person that was a hitman for the mafia. And how I know, he gave me all the details about his life. Like, for example, his wife, telling me how racist his wife was. She was racist, like calling him all kind of names because he was Mexican. So he was a Mexican hitman for the mafia, right? And he married into the mob with his wife, and she would get drunk and be racist towards him. That's too much information. So he would just like tell me his life story and everything like that. He told me his life story about his wife and everything. That's how you know it's real. Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to do a hit. He was out there to do the hit. He was in the energy of murder, of an assassin. He was out there to do a hit while he was out there. But he couldn't do it. He was out there to do a hit. And he didn't do it. He didn't do the hit. So he told me the mob sent him a ticket back to Jersey. So y'all know where the mob is at. Right? So you know if that's real receipts or whatever. Because you know if the mob is in Jersey or not. But he told me it was New Jersey. So at that time, remind you, I had never been up to the tri-state area. I'd never been up here. But he told me he was in New Jersey, which that sounds right to me. And he was supposed to do a hit, but the mob sent him a ticket back because he didn't do the hit. So he didn't know if he was going to live. That's what he was telling me. He didn't know if they was going to kill him or not. I don't know if they killed him because he didn't do the hit. So I don't know why he didn't do it. All I know is when I first met him, he was drunk. Drunk as a skunk, drunk, like that. And so when he told me that the mob might kill him, I told him, I said, well, you know, you can receive Jesus. You can receive Jesus Christ. I gave him a Bible. I can say I put a Bible in the hands of a hitman. That'd be a cool line for a Christian rapper, you know, but they ain't lived it. You know what I'm saying? I literally lived that. I put a Bible in the hand of a hitman. I told him about God. Instead of trying to share my little history, you know what I'm saying? I talked nothing about it, you know. I gave him a Bible. I made sure I put a Bible in his hand. So, you know, maybe he became a preacher. Maybe I'm part of his story where he turned his life around and became a preacher. Maybe he's a preacher somewhere, you know. I'll never know till it's all over. Till we get to heaven. But see, that's one of the realest energies I was around, and I was able to talk to him about the Lord. So see, I done witnessed to people like that. You know what I'm saying? A hitman for the mafia. You know what I'm saying? Not these little clowns that just that's indecisive and they punks. You know what I'm saying? They punks anyway. A punk ain't gonna never stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying? A punk won't stand for nothing. Good luck trying to win them over. Because they don't stand for anything. They don't understand the idea of standing for something with their life. You know? They haven't made it to that level. That's why it's no need to even try to talk to these street punks. I call them street punks. You remember back in the movies in the 80s where you had the street punks? No, they wasn't gangsters or thugs, but they was out there with a switchblade, with a mohawk, little white boy smoking a joint. And then whoever the character was that was the real threat, let's say Jason, like in the movie Jason, right? With Friday the 13th, right? With Jason, if you notice, Jason never had any gangsters that he faced. He never faced any gangsters or thugs. He always faced street punks. Jason always faced these street punks that were smoking a joint with a lot of white girls, right? Think about it. These little dudes with a leather jacket on, with a mohawk. Come on, punk! Just like even in Terminator, the first Terminator, when he first came into the Earth realm, right? And he was naked, right? You remember the street punks? They was like, come on! That's street punks. That's what these secret societies are. They're modern day street punks, man. Playing around me and I'm gonna snatch your heart out. Just like Jason, just like the Terminator, all of that. If you notice the movies, they always had these dudes that was haphazard, wasn't a threat. They were street punks. So when you talk to a street punk about God, you know what I'm saying? Consider that, man. These little punk dudes, you know, they don't stand for nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So you know, when you start talking about standing for something and all of that, that's not in their value system. They're not built like that. Those type of people are many of them are going straight to hell. Because they don't have no value system. They don't have no backbone. They're punks. They just do what they want to do. And they don't care about the dynamics of life of standing for something, how important that is. They don't esteem that as important. Because they're children in their brains. When you grow up, how you know a man is a man is he stands for something. I might not have a whole bunch of money, because black people ain't never have no money. So, but we had manhood, how? And we ain't always never worked for these white folks. It ain't nothing new. I can show you many black people that do not work for no white people. They can't stand working in America. And see, you got to understand working in America too. You got to understand that too. As a black man, I done been on a job with racist people on a job and everything. So I'm not shell shocked or traumatized by it, but I've worked for racist white people. I faced them that way too. While we talking about facing white America like I have, I've worked for racist white people. I've worked for a white man that called me a monkey to my face for no reason. I don't even know what he was talking about. I was working in my little space. I remember that much. And he stood right in the outside of my workspace and called me a monkey. So I went to the manager and told the manager. Nothing was done. He was still working there. Because we was living in, I was working in a racist part of Florida. And I didn't even know. This black preacher got me a job in a racist part of Tampa called Seffner. Now, if anybody live in Tampa, you know about Seffner, right? So back in the day, I came to Seffner around 2003. So you know how Seffner was in 2003. I had no idea. I know the pastor did. I know he was too old not to know Seffner was racist, right? But I went on to, after that, having that job, I met someone that lived over there in Seffner. And I walked through Seffner holding my head as a grown man, you know, but it had that, I think ultimately, man, what it was boiled down to, it had that racial tension. It just had that racial tension, basically. Because you really can't try black people like me. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. You can be racist all you want to be. You can't, you can't really try me. That's just it. I'm gonna treat you just like everybody else. If I got something to kill you with and you a threat to me, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take care of my business. And you just another number to me. I am not intimidated at all. That's why. See, you should have knew eventually somebody like me was gonna come that is not afraid or censored by these white Americans. I don't care what they think. You fear them. I don't. They're used to making people fear them. I will not. And that's the difference. See, some of y'all are students of MLK or Malcolm X. If I am a student of one of them, I'm a student of Malcolm X. I'm not a student of MLK. I don't know, because MLK just did what Freemasons do. They just choose information and just do stupid stuff, and it's not applicable to situations. Malcolm X did exactly what was applicable to situations. Here in America, he felt like, you don't let nobody put their hands on you without repercussions. You don't let nobody, you send them to the graveyard. That's how he put it. That's how Malcolm X put it. Somebody put their hands on you, you put them in the graveyard, buddy. That's how he put it. He put it that no revolution is started without bloodshed. It always takes bloodshed. And it's true. So some people act like Gandhi because that's how Malcolm, and don't misread this. MLK came in trying to be like Gandhi. He came in trying to be like Gandhi, right? You know, and that approach don't work in America. So Martin Luther King Jr. is a perfect example of what Freemasons or those influenced by Freemasons do. They apply information that's not applicable to the situation, the present situation. Martin Luther King Jr. just took information from what Gandhi did in India, the non-violent approach, right? And it worked in India, but not among racist white Americans. You got to be armed. They ultimately killed this person because he had this non-violent approach. Malcolm X didn't. Malcolm X didn't have this nonviolent approach. So you got two type of black people that some will go with trying these different methods that work in different societies, but it won't work here. It won't. See, Gandhi's approach worked in India, but how you gonna take a Gandhi approach that worked in India and think you can apply to another country? It sounds good. Only Christianity works like that. You can apply Christianity to any society. You know what I mean? And it works for the person. You can't apply what someone did in India. It's too many dynamics that's you got to consider how that worked in India. It didn't work here because you didn't consider all these different components and dynamics that didn't make it work here. Like these racist white people, they don't care nothing about you being non-violent. They look at niggas as a non-violent anyway, non-threats anyway. All you gonna do is look like a nigga that's a non-threat like you been looking like. Now think about it. They was not used to seeing no niggas walk around here with guns and strapped and ready to kill. So you look like a non-threat anyway. I mean, look at it for what it is, at face value. You look like a non-threat anyway. So, you just a little more proactive about it, I guess. Looking non-violent. Me, I believe in arms. I believe in getting arms. I believe in protecting yourself here in America. See, these other races of people, they'll sit back and act like, we can figure it out without maybe doing anything to anybody. But that's how you was raised. That's why. If you black, listen, you gonna see enough and hear enough and go through enough to realize you should be armed in America. That's point blank period. Against anybody, including other black people. In 2026, I'm armed against anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta be. That's exactly how you gotta be. Now, if you might be mixed, you might be white, you gonna try to reason kind of like white people. If you mixed, you gonna reason like they do. Like, oh, we don't gotta fight no human beings. We shouldn't be fighting physical people. I mean, well, it's wars is in the Bible. So against different tribes, it's depending on sometimes. You can look at it this way: what tribe you come from, what you go encounter in your country. So if you mix, you might not, a white girl with a black girl, you mix, you might not go through nothing. So it's easy for you to form a Christianity that is non-violent. You know what I mean? Where you don't even think that you got to defend yourself because of who you are. That's why you like that. Now let you be a black person that not seen violence in your own family, seeing people kill each other, kill people in your family. Lose a couple brothers or sisters or something like that, and then tell me what you should do out here. See some real murder out here. See some real killings. Hear about some real stuff, and tell me what you should do as a Christian. Look at this stuff in Nigeria with the Christians in Nigeria. What should they do? Oh, they should just pray, and then they got real enemies in Nigeria. They should just pray. See, that's not practical. That's not logical. That's, to me, I'm not that type of Christian. I stay in the real world. I live in the real world. You know what I'm saying? That's why I survive. I don't live too many places not to live in the real world. I stay attentive to the real world. If you don't stay attentive to the real world, and you're gonna be one of these people that think that's floating in la la land and just think I can do this cartoon stuff and things will work out. Listen, man. Listen, God gives you wisdom. He gives you wisdom to carry arms. Like these people standing outside this door, I will kill these people. They don't think I hear them. They think I'm a toy soldier. I will kill those people, bro. I don't play no games. I got weapons right now, and I will kill them people. And they need to understand that. You ain't dealing with no lame nigga, buddy. Okay? That's how you get shut down. See, that's how good I am on the draw, buddy. See, if I wanted you, you'd be dead. Just remember that. But you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it, bro. You the bottom of the barrel. Niggas like you is the bottom of the barrel. You the bottom of the barrel human beings. Not because you black, because of your soul. Your soul is the bottom of the barrel, as in liquor. You the bottom of the barrel liquor. You Georgie. You Georgie. If you was liquor, you Georgie, buddy. If you was liquor, these secret society niggas is Georgie, bruh. You little Georgie nigga, you. You little pint of Georgie nigga, you. You a pint of Georgie, ain't you? At least you could be a fifth. At least if you Georgia, you could be a leader. Hey, a real nigga gonna drink a liter if we got a leader. Hey, you ain't gonna turn down a liter of Georgia, is you? That's why you be dealing with these lame hoes out here. Hey, she a leader of Georgia, ain't she? Hey, these ratchet hoes out here. Hey, she a leader of Georgia, ain't she? Hey, that's what you gonna go get, ain't you? You gonna go get a leader of Georgia and call it a day, huh? Let me tell you something, bro. It takes skills to be a man like me. Don't you forget it, little punk. All you little black dudes out there right outside this store, you a little punk to me, bro. Don't you forget it. I treat you like a punk. You a street punk. You think because you got a phone and you listen to rap music, you a killer. But we know you ain't gonna catch no bodies. We know you ain't gonna come nowhere near the vicinity of catching any bodies. And long as you like that, I don't take you seriously. I don't think America should even allow you to be in my vicinity. I feel that way. It's not arrogance. It's two different lanes, and that's what it is. It's not arrogance. We wouldn't have a problem with fake niggas if they stayed in their lane, right or wrong. Think about it. If they just stayed in their lane, I wouldn't care if they was fake or not. So what? But as soon as you merge over here, that's the problem. That's how I see it. If a fake nigga is over there minding his business, and he just fake, and I just see him fake a fake nigga for whatever he say over there, I don't care. So what? I ain't gonna be proactive about doing something to him because he a fake nigga over there. I'm just saying, oh yeah, that's a fake nigga, let's kill him. I ain't gonna kill him. Would you just kill him because he over there? No, you ain't gonna do that. When he merge over here, that's the problem. Maybe you don't understand your own psychology. You ain't got a problem with a fake nigga in his own world. You got a problem with a fake nigga merging into your world. And because you ain't scared of real niggas, you ain't scared of a real nigga in his own world. You scared, you have a problem of a real nigga merging into your world, right or wrong. That's always the case. It's always the case, whether it's fake niggas or real niggas. You merge in my world, that's what I got a problem with. Other than that, I don't care what you do. Because half of us want our kids to be fake. You want your kid to be a real nigga out here? You want your kid to be thorough. But you don't want them to have no street principles or be in the streets at all. You want them to just be thorough and have like that real nice African thoroughbred mentality of trying to get by in life the right way, the proper way. That's how you want your children earning their living the proper way. Not, out here in the streets thugging and everything and you know what I'm saying, picking up street principles and everything. Nobody want to raise a child like that on purpose. Who does that? Little niggas, bottom of the barrel, Georgie niggas. That's who do it. These Georgie niggas do it. We're gonna call them Georgie niggas from now on. Because if you from New York, you know what I'm talking about. You ain't even the coconut Georgie. For the extra $1, the coconut Georgie. Nah, you listen. You the plain original Georgie, ain't you? At least you can be the coconut Georgie. At least you. Hey, I done had my days of drinking Georgie. I'm here in New York. I'm a real nigga. I ain't gonna front. I had my days of drinking that coconut Georgie. that coconut Georgie. It's smoother though. It's a little smoother, ain't it? Until it hit you wrong. until it hits you wrong. It's gonna still hit you wrong, ain't it? If you don't drink it right, or if you drink too much of it, right? Which one? But we still down with a leader, right? Yeah, man. So man. Listen, man. Look, in this culture, in this country, man, this is the summary of this message. This culture has made people out to be something that they not. The internet culture has made a whole bunch of fake niggas that can see all the stuff real niggas did in the palm of their hand by their phone, right? They can see all the stuff we done, even me, on these videos. They can see real niggas talk all day. And just like a child, you're gonna start emulating and thinking that's your lane until you get the pros and the cons of that lane. When you get the cons of that lane, you're gonna fold. You're gonna fold on the cons. When the pressure is up and it's World War III and you done started all this stuff, now God is looking at you like you ain't the real soldier you thought you was. Cause you folding. Now you begging for a way out. Just like a lame would do. I'm holding my head, buddy. It's World War III basically. You got this war in Iran and all of this. If you don't think, it don't even matter if they win over there. It's coming back to America. It's coming back. It's coming back by terrorism. That's facts. All they doing is waiting out Trump, which is what, approximately 3 more solid years, including this year. By 2009, man, listen, it's gonna be over, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be over. Unless Trump get a 3rd term, which is dangerous. That's gonna be damned if you do, damned if you don't, huh? Because if he get a 3rd term, boy, woo, I don't know what he gonna send y'all through. But people gonna be so desperate for America to survive, they might. It would surprise me not one day of the week, not 1 second of the week, if they give him another term, a 3rd term. They might do that. But either way it go, man, the decision to retaliate gonna be made around that time, 2028, 2029, if God tarries. See, your problem is, man, you stuck on who's real and faking, and I'm advanced. I'm past that. It's like the education system for the real. You got K through 12 for real, right? Then you got college for real. Then you got vocations after college. I'm in vocations after college while you still in grade school on being real. I'm active on a whole nother level. This is why I take no competitors, because I know you're real based on K through 12, intellectually and physically. When you think like a little nigga in K through 12, now you see what I'm saying. We fight, you wouldn't know where to start, would you? Because you ain't, listen, being real after high school, you wouldn't know where to start. Hold up. Being real after high school, you wouldn't know where to start. Let's keep it 100. And then you go through college, so to speak, of being real. Then you get the vocation of being real. Most of you are in K through 12 with being real, bro. You're not where you think you are. I promise you, you're not. And how I know that? Because I can tell by the mistakes that you make. I can tell by the caliber of the actions that you have. Mm-mm. And look at the caliber of my actions. Look at the caliber of my words. You're just blinded by you're blinded by what people told you. And it's hard for people to get past that. That's the power of lies. You know, you can't live, some people can't. I'm gonna tell you this, a lot of people are not high ranking enough to survive lies about other people. I survived the lies myself. That's how you see my rank, right? I survived all the lies for people to see who I really am. I survived all of it. I didn't die. It didn't kill me inside. All the stuff you expect me to be is because that's your level. I didn't die. I'm not suicidal. I'm not depressed. I lived on my own for 3 years. I didn't have no suicide watch. So that's people that's trying to shame you and make you feel like you need suicide watch or something. What? How you figure that? I just came from the streets. If I wanted to die, I was on the streets. Homeless people don't think about killing themselves. I've been on the streets. If I wanted to die, I would have been dead. So imagine me coming and getting off the streets and getting in a room and have food and out the elements. And imagine me wanting to die and I just came from the streets. That's just lame dudes, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. I don't need nobody to check on me. No checks of wellness. I don't need that. I ain't never needed it. People just try to shame you and make you feel like that's where you at. Or that's what situation you in. I ain't in no situation where I want to die. No. I want to live to watch you die. That's what I want to do. I want to live to watch you die. And that's what's happening. I'm going to live to watch you die. That's my wellness check. You know what my wellness check is? My wellness check is checking to see when you die. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right, buddy. It's absolutely right. It's deserved. Because I know you could not beat all these people that I beat. And just like a boxer would think, I want to see you beat the opponents that I beat. I want to see who you beat. For you to think you can get in the ring with me, I want to see somebody else that you beat. Until then, listen, bro. Until then, man, I do not respect you as an opponent. You the type to put HIV in somebody's body on purpose and think you doing something. That's who you are. That's the bottom of the barrel. That's Georgie. And that's why you can never be the honorable assassins, spiritual assassins that we are. And that's what you're trying to prove. You can't, because you did too many dishonorable things that we didn't do. Even ironically, even as assassins, there's honor codes. Ironically, this is what white people don't know. There's even honor codes among gangsters and thugs. This is what white America don't know. That's why when they come over here, by way of Freemasons or by way of these other people, when they come over here, they think they can just do anything, ain't no rules. See, that's what they did, right or wrong. That's what they did. They thought they can come over here and there's no rules. Oh, because these thugs. Stupid. I proved my rank when I said that just now. Just right there. Just right there. There's rules, buddy. And guess what? You know the rules, don't you? You know, if you do something as dirty as putting HIV in somebody's body, we don't see you as our equals. You will always be roaches. That's for your collective community. You will always be roaches for that reason. You can't come above that, no. Ain't nothing you can do. Perfect example is Kill Bill. The movie Kill Bill. At the beginning of the movie, the female assassin came into the hospital to kill Beatrice Kiddo. She called Bill on the phone and says, right before me, you'll be amazed, you'll be surprised who I'm in front of. I'm in front of Beatrice Kiddo. Bill stopped his assassin from killing Beatrice while she was in a coma. His very words was, this will lower us. And I'm glad Quentin Tarantino put this in a movie, because people will aspire to be assassins and whatever, but they don't know that there's some things that can lower you. And it ain't no way you gonna get out of it. Ain't no way you gonna redeem yourself. So Bill told her that would lower us. We're not gonna come into her room like a dirty rat. That would lower us. When you put an STD in my body, as black community and Freemasons and police, that lowered you. And there ain't no way in the world you can come above that. That's why you're dirty, you're filthy, you ain't gonna never feel clean. No matter what you do, you ain't gonna never feel clean, buddy. That's the best way to tell you. No matter what you do, you ain't gonna never feel clean. And see, like I said, a lame nigga think he hard for doing dishonorable things. And a real nigga will show you he real by doing honorable things. He will show you his honorable perspective. And this is how you know he's real. A fake nigga will do dishonorable things thinking that he look real to the community. Oh, I know I'm right. I don't say nothing that's not right. Unlike my enemies, unlike these fake niggas, I don't say nothing that's not right. I ain't gonna say nothing that's not right. I'd rather not say nothing at all if I can't say what's real. So anytime I open my mouth, because I'm long-winded, you might think, I'm saying something, you don't know the question, you question what I'm saying. Listen, my principle is I ain't gonna say, if I ain't got nothing to say that's real or that's relevant in these situations, I'm not gonna say nothing at all. That's why these people over here, they shouldn't be saying nothing. They shouldn't even be in my vicinity. Y'all put them there. Y'all fake niggas put them there. Y'all Americans put them there. Y'all Freemasons, and y'all put these lame niggas here. And listen, I body these people. I can tell you everything they doing in this building. All this witchcraft, divination, all this stuff in each of these rooms. That's what they doing, basically. That's summarizing everything. Coming up in here, up and down the stairs, trying to come around, playing around me. That's all they doing. That's all these fake niggas doing. I summed it up, right? Okay, so how can I be fake when I just summed up everything they doing? That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. They can't sum up what I'm doing. Can they sum up what I'm doing? No, they cannot. Okay, so back to my message. It's only right for African Americans to face racist white Americans before you face me. Before. And the truth is, you know what the truth is? I hate to tell you. I hate to be a bearer of bad news. You don't have enough time to face racist white America and then come and face me. You don't have enough time to do it. So all you look like is what you've been looking like. So pig feet eating niggas that think you can face somebody that's higher quality than you like it's a basketball game. And real men expect more. We desire more. And maybe you don't know what a real man is, because that's summed up to you as going out here and getting money or fighting around in the streets. And so you don't even know where to start also. Just like you ain't know where to start with being real after high school, you don't know where to start with being a real man. Where to start? Where do you start with being a real man, especially if you're a homosexual? Oh, you could be a homosexual and you're not a real man. No pun intended. It's not because you're homosexual. It's because you're not an adult. You're not an adult. And you can hide behind being boy-like, and I am going to be able to tell you, no. It ain't got nothing to do with because you choose to be whatever you choose to be. It has to do with your lack of adult maturity. That's why we esteem you as a boy, not because you ain't a man. Physically, as far as masculinity and sexual orientation, it's because you have no principles as a man, as an adult. You have no principles as an adult. I can show you half of the black gay community have no principles as adults. It's easy for them to even not work. They run house to house, having sex with dudes, not working. Millions of them doing it right now. House to house with dudes, not working. Just having sex and laying around having sex. That's all they doing. And when you talk to them, that's all they're going to be talking about. They literally have nothing on their mind but sex. They can't talk about politics. They can't talk about this real stuff popping off. All they can talk about, they can talk about the entertainment industry, this music, and how they love all these singers from back in the day. Oh, they can talk about that. Hey, these black gay people can talk about all these singers they love from back in the day. That's it. That's all they can talk about. When it comes to politics, when it comes to these real wars popping off, life and real men principles, death before dishonor, like this stuff these real G's are dealing with out here, man, they like a child, man. That's why you're another one that don't deserve to be here. Because I know you think like a child. You don't have principles as a grown man. How could you? You're not around grown men. You're around boy-like adult males that's having sex like rabbits. That's all you're doing. That's all you focused on doing. You wake up every day with no intention but to have sex. That's all you are. You're a dumb blonde at best. Most of these gay dudes is a dumb blonde. You're a dumb blonde, ain't you? Oh, I get it. You try to make up for being a dumb blonde by the little spirituality stuff you got going on. Listen, buddy. Listen. You know I'm telling the truth about you. You put yourself in that situation. Half of these gay people don't got no adulthood. Your family know it. You ain't never really worked. All you're doing is running around having sex with everybody, and your Jedi mind trick is to talk about being gay all the time, so nobody don't put pressure on you to be an adult in the real world. They just glad that you accept yourself as being gay. And that's the same conversation you keep having, and nobody don't tell you about living in the real world, going out here and working and having a real structure in your life for yourself. So the only conversation you have with your family is about you being gay or accepting you as gay. All they glad is that you are at peace within yourself. That's all they glad. Ultimately, all your family is glad about is that you're at peace within yourself. They don't even talk to you about working. They don't even talk to you about doing more in your life with your life. Now that's half of them. That's half of these gay people. That's more than half of them. So can you imagine a person like me feeling like they the competition when you don't even think straight? No pun intended. You don't even think straight. You don't even think like real adults in our community. And that's it. And so all you can do is dance around and do witchcraft and talk these stupid little conversations that ain't got no substance. And people just glad because you're gay that you're at peace with yourself. Until someone else comes along and sidesteps that and challenge not you being gay, challenge your adulthood. How about challenging the adulthood of these gay people? You see what I'm saying? They just running around rogue, man. They don't get challenged on their adulthood. Where it ain't about you being gay, no. It's about you not being an adult. You not being a man about it. Just like Tony Braxton said. Just be a man about it. Just be a man about it. I know you know that song, don't you? Just be a man about it. You came out here and played in the streets. You wouldn't know how, would you? You came out here and played in the streets. And you're trying to look classy about it, just like a gay dude would do. You're trying to clean up a turd, no pun intended. You're trying to polish a turd. You're trying to put a golden glaze on a turd, ain't you? Listen, buddy. I call it how I see it. Everybody call it how they see it. You came out here off of hearsay like a nigga. You came out here on ghetto politics like teenagers, not like real men. Nobody thinks real men would do this. So you need to be told, just be a man about it. Accept your fate. Accept your fate. F-A-T-E, fate. Accept your fate. Because you ain't gonna, listen, ain't nobody gonna see it no differently. You had too much time on your hands, on your idle hands. When we know you ain't got nothing but time on your hands, you had too much time on your hands with all that time on your hands to see what things really were. And you didn't care, did you? And right there is where you lose. We don't have to go no further. You seen the truth and you didn't care. That's where you lose right there, buddy. We don't have to see, that's how you be professional. Because see, long as we splitting hairs and talking about this, that, and the third, it's all Jedi mind tricks. When people, listen, when the best and the gangsters and the real niggas is just gonna do everything on principle. We ain't cutting through a million situations talking about my personality, my sexuality, my thought process. No. You seen my actions. You seen me with a woman, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You see me with a woman. I know if anybody didn't see it, it was these gay people, because you definitely the type to ride around, looking around and walking around, ain't you? So I know, even if it wasn't real niggas that seen it, as far as my life goes, you seen it as gay niggas. You see me with a woman more than one time, didn't you? You seen me with a woman more than one time. The end, sucker. You seen my life. You seen what I was doing. You seen me consistent. Next question. You seen me consistent with a woman, didn't you? So who are you to try to drag out homosexuality in anybody? No pun intended. Who are you to try? Who you think you are to try to drag out a fag in somebody? Or even a pedophile in somebody? Who are you to drag something out of somebody? As perverted as people see you to be. You see where you messed up. You try to drag something out of me that I wasn't doing. See that? And right there, you lose right there too. Because no one, and I do mean no one, is out here that's able to drag stuff out of people besides what they actually are doing in real life. Most of us, if you haven't got on the smart bandwagon, here's the smart bandwagon. You might be thinking about something else. You might be thinking about these kids sexually in your own time. You might even be masturbating about these children. You might be. But as long as you don't come out here in the real world It's not that I'm not smart enough to know you might be thinking about that, because my idea is if somebody's doing it, somebody's thinking about doing it. Just an educated observation, educated assumption, as I would say. If somebody's having sex with children, can you imagine how many people thinking about it? So then that's a whole lane right there. And who am I to pick one person and play this cartoon game when I'm pretty sure as a smart person, if people are having sex with children, I'm pretty sure there's a level where people are thinking about it and just masturbating about it. Right, it's got to be a level like that too, where they might not go out there in the streets, but they thinking about it, they masturbate about it, they fantasize about it. And with all this stuff on the internet, they can get off in all kind of other little ways, can't they? We all know that. So imagine me trying to drag something out of you that millions of people are doing. Because if somebody's doing it, somebody's thinking about doing it. Because guess what? That comes first, don't it? Well, thinking about doing it comes first before doing it, right? Okay, so some people just stay in the lane of just thinking about it. So can you imagine how many people are doing that? While you're trying to pick me out as like I'm some person that's the only one that would be doing that? I'm not even doing that. But there are people that do it. That's what a lame nigga need to know. There are people that doing the stuff you talking about. And guess what? They live. And guess what? Your country gives rights for them to do it. It's called child marriage laws, sucker. And you can't act like that's your information. That's the information that exposed you for being a lame nigga. Because you ain't know nothing about it. And you came all out here talking about pedophiles and didn't know your country was marrying children. That information will never benefit you. That information is only exposing you for being a lame nigga. And see, you're too stupid to see it. That information ain't gonna ever help you. When you was out here talking about pedophiles and didn't even know your country was marrying children. Now how that's gonna help you now? Well, they're marrying children. Well, yeah, and you didn't know about it, dumb nigga. See where we at? This is why you don't play, listen buddy, you don't play checkers with chess masters. You don't play checkers with chess masters. You don't play spades. You don't play Uno with spade masters. You see the little games you play, checkers and Uno. Well, that's a wild card right there. It's just as good as an ace or king. That's a wild card. That's a wild card. It's just as good as an ace of king. Ace of spades. It's just as good as an ace of spade or a king of spade. No. It's not just as good as an ace of spades. All this stuff you talk about and y'all marrying children. It don't work in our world, buddy. That's the top. That's the ace of spade right there. Or the jokers, or the big joker, or the little joker if you use jokers and spades. If you use jokers and spades, I'm the big joker. Maybe that's why I got all the jokes, because I'm the big joker in spades. Oh, you didn't look at it that way, did you? You got the big joker, buddy. You got the big joker. You got the big joker in your face. And we playing spades, not wild cards, and Uno. It's big joker, little joker, ace of spade, and king of spade, and queen of spade, and jack of spade, buddy. And you ain't got none of that. You got wild cards and reverse cards because you play Uno. You got reverse card, don't you? Yeah, use that reverse card to back up off me. Use that reverse card to back up off me, sucker. Reverse your way up out my situation with that reverse card from Uno. Okay? You got it good. This is how we play, buddy. This is how the real world play.